Alright, guys. Hello. Nevada Cario here. So, this is my live stream and we are live. I'm gonna test myself and see if the audio works from my end. Got 72 subscribers. I'm very grateful. So, I don't know. I have to go back to see if this works. I like to play some music just so my family doesn't know. I have my family in my house, but honestly, I'm not comfortable doing it. So I'll have to see. I'll just see if I can copy the clipboard. Let's try it out. Alright. Join me if you want to join now in the stream. There we go. I don't know if it's reaching anybody here. So I'm gonna play some music just for my family. Gotta keep this channel a secret. Honestly, the days that go by it just makes me so sad. It just really does for this country. Although earlier in work kind of was hectic. So right now I'm a barista at a coffee shop. I will say that. Let's see for how long. So I don't know what to talk about. We'll probably just have to wait and see if Patrick will join by. He said he was available. Dang, I like to apologize to him for sending a couple of minutes. So I'll see if he's ready for it. I'm gonna play some music here in my room. I don't think you're gonna be able to hear it here. So you know what? Let's just put some exciting music. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it. So yeah. Yeah, so you might be able to hear the song, but just so I can remove some of the sound, just, nobody can hear what I'm saying here. So that's why I'm putting music like this. So yeah. I don't know, so I'm just waiting. I'm trying to not to sound boring here. It's because I don't have a lot to say. I feel like I've said enough in my other video. I feel like I'm pushing so much videos. Maybe that's why I'm not. So yeah, there we go. Let's see if that's better. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I feel really upset. Yesterday, one of my coworkers, while talking to somebody, one of our customers, said that he just wanted to. Well, no, okay, excuse me. Was saying that, you know what? Maybe we're just gonna have, we're gonna still require ourselves to wear the muzzles, even if they don't mandate the muzzles, which is, I guess it's a good part of them because it shows that they're not. I don't know if they really intended to force people to wear a muzzle, even if it wasn't like mandated. So yeah. So yeah, maybe there maybe is, but maybe if you're an employee, that might not work anymore. So I might just stop. If nobody comes by to this stream, this is gonna be deleted. I'm talking about Patrick. So yeah. I'll see now. There. I texted to him. It's 90%. Whoa. So looks like today was raining, and it might still be raining. It's been kind of long since we've had rain. It's been, well, not long. Maybe it's been since like January or February. Hope the sound of my mic is good. Hope people can hear me well. Honestly, my mom's making food. I hope people don't come by and think this is a Pokemon channel, because if they do, I'm just gonna kick them out. I'm not gonna waste some time for these motherfuckers. Honestly, I really don't like to curse, but I'm at a point where I just can't do it anymore. I'm just so tired of the peer pressure. Almost everybody got the needle that I've seen has gone to needle. Vegas to me is just filled with idiots. That's all I can say. Vegas is filled with a bunch of idiots. I mean, the people who haven't worn the muzzles, I'd say good for them, but unfortunately they've complied. Vegas is such a dumb city. I'm sorry. I feel it's such a gay city. When I mean by gay, it's not like LGBTQ or homosexuals. I'm just talking about the. I'm talking about the. You know, a different stuff, different meaning. Not like homosexual. I lost my train of thought there. So I don't know if Patrick's gonna come by today. If he doesn't come by, I don't know if anybody's watching my videos. Oh, sometimes putting that music just hurts my ears. It's gonna appear that I have somebody here. So I don't know if Patrick doesn't come by. So I'm trying not to make this boring as much as possible. I've said this again, you know what, I don't care. I hope I do pass my driver's license. I mean, earlier I've been starting to drive to my workplace. I wonder if I can switch mics here. No. It doesn't even... Alright, so I'm just gonna wait for Patrick to join. So, just ignore this segment. So, yeah. I'm gonna delete this live stream if Patrick doesn't come by. I gotta go eat in like maybe 30 to 20 minutes. I don't know. He did say he was. For those who just came in. Right now, I know I'm just pretending. I hope I'm not stressing Patrick. I feel kind of bad for sending him a couple of texts everywhere. See, I'm not gonna even try to call on his phone anymore, or I'm gonna sound like I'm freaking annoying. Just super ridiculous. Oh, I'm just listening to music. I really would love to get Windows back on my computer. Linux is just ridiculous. So yeah. Oh, hold on. Alright, I don't think my mom's... Patrick's not responding. So, yeah, this is just a random live stream. I don't have anything to say up to now until Patrick does come by. Uh, he hasn't. He has not responded back. Yeah, I don't know if he's in the comment section. Yeah, I hope you guys heard about storm clouds gatherings. I see somebody put a like in this video. How does that even happen? I don't understand. I didn't put a like there. Is some YouTube blocking one of my commenters? Yeah, I'm still overhearing my own voice. Yeah, I hope this stream is working. Let me see if I can, yeah, I'll just click an invite. So, I'll see if I can send it through here. There. Let's see if he gets it through there. From the heart. So, yeah. How much else? Just waiting for Patrick. Like I've said, I'll probably delete this video if Patrick doesn't come by. For I don't know for how many minutes, because I don't have a lot of time. I don't like to live stream while I have my family here, but because it's raining, I mean, the rain here in the Vegas Valley, I didn't even expect for it to rain. I think YouTube is blocking. It says I have 2 viewers. I'm like, is this supposed to be me? Because I did not put a like in the video. That was not me. So, I haven't had to use the bathroom recently. So, oh Jesus. Hope I can recover from this here. This Torona hysteria is just degrading myself. Just seeing, that last video right now. Just seeing that, it's just ridiculous. It just pissed me off. Just seeing a bunch of these Biden fricks just taking over the dementia Biden. I mean, it just shows you how cultish most of the political people really are. I mean, the only thing I can say is they gotta go hung themselves. They better say they gotta go hang themselves. And that's my point. I don't care if I made anybody upset for saying that. Honestly, I'm trying to save money for a car right now. It's kind of cool to see Chronic Blast leaving, his home place, Illinois. That's alright there, Patrick. If you guys don't know him, that's Timmy Chonga. His real name is Patrick. Timmy Chonga is his dog's name. Playing some 70s tunes, although I'm not really a huge fan. A huge fan of the 70s songs. So yeah. I hate this so much. I hate, I'm worried. I feel like I'm losing myself more day by the day. Hey, it looks like Days of Nova is I wonder if I can share my screen. Yeah, my entire screen. If I do that, I won't be able to. That's the only place where I can actually share my audio. Unfortunately, with my Windows, I was able to do that. I was able to share my entire screen. Let's just watch the premiere of Days of Noah video. I don't know if you guys are. Oh, it's 26 minutes here. I kind of don't like having the music on. I really don't. I hate to have to do a live stream like this. Have to pretend to my mom that I'm talking to my friend, and not like I'm talking about my real friends. Not like my. Okay, what did I even say? What I meant is the friends that I've interacted with in my home city. So it looks like Patrick is ready. So it looks like I won't have to delete this. I might just only have a short time. See if I can talk to my buddy. There we go. Hold on. Hello.
Hey there, Pika. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can. I can hear you indeed.
Yep. I know. Do you hear background?
I do. I hear music in the background.
Yeah, it's because I'm trying not to get anybody my attention.
Okay, gotcha. Is there any reason you're not playing Toto? I'm just asking.
Toto? What do you mean, Toto?
I'm a fan of Toto. I love Toto.
Are you talking about that song, the Africa one?
Yeah, they did that song. Yeah, but they did a lot of good songs.
Yep.
So, so at any rate, I'm, by the way, hello to everybody. Hello. And
Okay.
I'd like to call this Anarchy Night. So
Yeah.
tonight is Anarchy Night. So anything can
Yeah,
happen.
hold on. Yeah, hold on. Give me a moment. I think somebody. Yeah, give me a moment here.
Okay.
I think somebody called me here. Just wait. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
No, it was nothing. Camera's on. I see you.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
so
gonna be doing that anytime soon.
I understand that, but I am public. I mean, I'm working
Yeah.
the Second Amendment Preservation Act. People know who I am,
Mm-hmm.
so I have no issues with that anymore. In fact, a lot of people know my name. I still go by Timmy Chonga, and
Yep,
that is
your
my dog's
dog.
name. And he is an awesome dog, so I have no
Yes.
problems at all being named after my dog. He's really
Yep.
cool. But yeah, we should call this Anarchy Night. Every Friday night
Yes.
when we do a podcast.
Nice. Nice
Now,
name. I guess I could change the name.
you could
Here.
change the name, you could, but Libertarian Night just doesn't have that ring to it. So we give it to you. You're the
Yep.
host of the program, and you're an anarcho-capitalist, I believe.
Yeah, I guess, but I just say the term Christian even though maybe I don't feel it much
Yeah,
and maybe I'm not like religious enough. Like
gotcha.
some other, like RFB.
Let me
You
go
know who I'm
ahead.
talking about, right?
Brian Young.
No, I'm talking about Richie, Richie from Boston.
Ah, okay, Richie from Boston. Hang on, let me
Yep.
let my pals in Discord know that I'm live. Give me a moment here.
Yeah. Damn, smoker.
Yeah. Oh,
Packing some
it,
cigarettes.
it's Anarchy Night. It's Anarchy Night. I'm going to show you a
Yeah.
gun tonight too.
Yeah, come
Uh,
on, show it
yeah,
to
I
us if you don't
will.
mind.
I don't mind. I'll make it happen. Let the gang know in Discord that we're live. Hang on.
Yep. So, not sure how many minutes I have here because I don't know. My family's we're probably gonna eat some dinner. So my mom is just making the food. So
Okay. All
I hope
right.
we can last a little longer here.
Yeah, we'll give it a good college try is what we'll do. And
Yep.
let me close
Wow.
out of this. Okay, there we go. Now we're just in StreamYard for me. Okay.
So okay, you were gonna say something?
Yeah. Um, in lieu of, basically, not being able to talk about the beer flu,
Yep.
because I've come to that conclusion
Warned
that
you
even
on
if
your
you use,
channel.
yeah, I got hit, you got hit, everyone got hit. Uh,
Yep.
I want to let you know, Pika, that I have now
Mhm.
heard from, it, excluding you now, there would be one, two, three, four, five, Freedom Inc. six, LE seven, and French Files eight. Eight channels, eight channels on YouTube that all got hit with medical misinformation for talking
Yes.
about the beer flu on YouTube. So the
Much
lesson
worse
is
since like
this.
2019 or
Yep.
18.
Yep. The moral to the story is, if you have any data that you're bringing to the table from the internet having to do anything, any aspect of the beer flu, which includes many things, by the way, from face
Yes.
diapers to roll up your sleeves to, I mean, a lot of aspects to it. If you bring that to the table at YouTube, you get a strike unless you're carrying the
Yes.
official narrative.
Mhm.
If you're carrying the official narrative, they'll leave you alone. If you're not
Yep.
carrying the official narrative, look out. They've got your number. So
Yep.
we have learned that lesson. We learned it hard. So there is no, let's see, let's put it in a way that the algorithms won't pick up on it.
Mhm. Yeah.
We cannot be honest with one another, you and I, Nevada Cario,
Mhm.
on YouTube on all things beer flu.
Yep.
So it's best just to leave that up to other platforms, BitChute, Odyssey.
Yep.
Um,
I'm on BitChute and
yep,
Odyssey as well,
yep.
but I
So,
don't. I can't upload anything. I mean, I
yep.
can, but I don't have. I mean, enough subscribers to have it automatically uploaded there.
So at any rate, I'm not going to talk much more about that, but I did want to let you know that plenty of YouTubers got hit in about a 8 day period, roughly 8 day from beginning to end. So they put
Mhm.
on that algorithm hardcore. They, hit a lot of folks
It's getting
and
worse. I
a
feel
lot of,
like we're living in a huge police state.
yeah. Well, what I've noticed is my YouTube stream is small. The
Yeah.
YouTube, all the subscribe things, there's very little videos coming out. It's all silver videos right now. Everyone else is taking a 2 week vacation courtesy of our friends at the CIA. I'm sorry, YouTube. So,
Yeah.
so, uh, all right. So, Anarchy Night. So, what is Anarchy Night all about? We've come up with a term for Friday nights
I
with Nevada
guess
Cario.
just to have
So,
a little fun.
is to have a little fun. That's right.
Yep.
So, anything could happen. So I think we should start by, I'd like to share some information with people about in fact, I haven't made a video yet. I'll probably do that tonight if I still have energy left. Otherwise, it'll happen tomorrow.
All right.
Is the Second Amendment Preservation Act in the state of Missouri, which
Yep.
is going well. I have no complaints at this time. I've talked to people. I know where it's at. I know what needs to be done at this point. I know the people involved, and things are going so far right now. They're going pretty well. I know I
Uh-huh.
got maybe a little dramatic when I did that video
Yep.
about the sheriff are not in green.
I don't
But
even think I saw that video. If you
okay,
ranting or something.
I did. I got pretty angry. It was the video I did with the talk junkies out of Kansas City.
Oh,
Um,
Talk Junkies. That
yeah.
must have been somewhere else then.
Oh no, no, I put it on my channel too. So
Yeah, I must have
it's
missed it. Oh, yeah, because I didn't watch the entire thing.
Yep. So I challenged Sheriff Arnott to a public debate. I have not
Yep.
heard anything back. Actually asked my own sheriff, Brad Cole, to a public debate, and I have not heard anything back on that either.
Yep.
Because I
Your
know the
camera
language.
quality is good.
Well, thank you, sir. Um,
It must be
I
StreamYard and my internet.
Yeah. And so, but the point is this: for the dissenters that have what I would say, and I'm trying to be kind here, weak arguments about why the state of
Uh-huh.
Missouri should not have the Second Amendment Preservation Act, um, they are not willing to debate. Anyone who knows the legislation, it's a very small bill. It's 5 pages long, for God's sake. It's not like you have
Mm-hmm.
to be a giant, nerd, a legalese nerd, or anything like that, to be able to read and understand
Uh-huh.
what this thing says. And they're drawing inferences that are just pretty wild. But I did hear, and it's off the record, so I can't say who I heard it from or what county it was in
All
until
right.
we can secure some an interview, which we're trying to do. There is one sheriff in one county that did admit to someone that I do know personally. So this was information direct from him who talked direct to a sheriff. That,
Yep.
and I'm not going to give you the conversation because once again I can't prove any of this to you at this time. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, it came down to this: the sheriff says we will never support the Second Amendment Preservation Act because number one, it holds us accountable, and we do not want to be
Wow.
held accountable. Now, he didn't say it in those words, but that's basically what he said. And number two, he said, if we support the Second Amendment Preservation Act, there's a possibility of us not getting any more federal funding.
Feds.
So,
Hoarding the feds.
yep, that's correct. So, hey, I always told you guys I'd be straight up with you guys when I hear this kind of stuff, but I really need that person who had that conversation with that sheriff to talk about it. I don't want to be a third party on it because that's pretty powerful stuff. He can
Mm-hmm.
tell you what sheriff and what county he talked to. If that particular sheriff is not willing to do an interview and not willing to do a debate either, and and is complaining because he says his conversation was private and off the record. And now, he's not happy that, maybe other people know about the conversation now. But it's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I've been asserting this year and even part of last year. The Missouri Sheriff's Association and the sheriffs. And now I'm going to let it lie here. I'm going to back away from this right now because, from my understanding, it's not really that much of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I will let sleeping dogs lie. How about that? I won't be going after sheriffs anymore, and
All
it's more
right.
likely that I won't be in an unfortunate car accident or motorcycle accident or have an unfortunate and unexplained gardening accident or something like
Mm-hmm.
that if I just let sleeping dogs lie, right?
Yep.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yep. So there we go. Okay, show and tell.
Yep.
Okay, we're only going to do one gun today. No, we'll do
No
two.
ARs?
No, I did ARs last time. Actually, I don't think that was on your channel.
Nope.
That was on someone else's channel. I can do two. And what I will do first, show you the magazine is out.
Yep.
Okay. And my firearm is clear.
Yep.
Okay.
Safety first.
Mm-hmm. Safety first, even when you do show and tell. This is the Taurus G3 9 millimeter. That's what this
Buy it
is.
from a gun shop or something?
Yeah, I did a while ago.
Yep.
So, and
Yeah,
actually,
a couple of times.
it's a sought after gun. It really is. This is a popular 9 millimeter, and it's popular for concealed carry. It's a
Yep.
fairly lightweight gun, actually, for 9 millimeters.
So
This
you're
would be
permitless? Of
well.
course.
Well, I don't want to talk about that aspect of things, but in Missouri, you don't
Okay.
even need one for concealed carry.
Of course.
We have constitutional concealed carry in the state of Missouri, passed
Mm-hmm.
in November of 2016. It was on the same ballot as Trump being elected, by the
Veto
way.
override.
Yeah. So no, no, no. It
That's
was
what it
put to the people.
says. That's what I thought.
Veto
Because didn't the
override.
governor veto it?
Mm-mm.
I
Well, hang
thought he
on.
did.
The Second Amendment Preservation Act back in 2014, I believe, you might be referring to, and that was where he did veto the
Oh.
bill. that came out
Wait,
of
so
the
wait,
Senate.
hold on. Did he really? It's because it's like the information out there. I thought he vetoed the constitutional carry bill.
No, no, not at all. No, that didn't happen. That was put to the people because it's constitutional
Oh,
concealed
uh
carry.
huh.
It's been added to our Constitution that the residents
Yes.
of Missouri have the right to conceal a firearm without having to pay any license fees, permit fees, or anything. Anyone can do
Mm-hmm.
it at any time. Now,
Yep.
now I am a big proponent of training. So
Uh
if you
huh.
choose to carry a gun, I prefer that you train with the gun, that you know the gun. This is what's important. And, for instance, if you ever came
Of
out,
course, nothing
you know,
wrong with that.
yep, to Chimichanga Ranch, you would be getting probably about an hour long, how to work with guns before I let you shoot on my property.
Yep.
Um, but at any rate, so
Have you
I'm a
had
big proponent.
anybody come by to your place?
Oh, I've had many people out here shooting.
Wow.
Mhm.
Are you like a private instructor?
I am not. I'm an enthusiast. I'm a Second Amendment enthusiast. I'm not even a hunter. I got this big old turkey that keeps showing up in my backyard. He was there today, and I just can't bring myself to do anything about that. I'm not a hunter. I'm not. I don't mind when people come up to my property and hunt, but I will not be that guy. I'm not hunting. I'm just not interested in hunting anymore at this point in my life. I do enjoy the sportsmanship of shooting. So,
Hmm.
but at any rate,
I wouldn't mind.
so but that's like I said, the Taurus. Let's see if you can
Yep.
get a bird's eye view. Is
I can
shoot the
see it.
books.
The
Take
sights.
out a book. All right. So let's put this one away, and then we'll do one more because it's you, Pika. If it were anyone else's show, we'd be stopping at one.
All right.
And also,
Yep.
too, I'm not checking if anyone is chiming in or anything. Do you have that
Yep.
ability?
No. Oh yeah, I do. Nobody
Okay.
is.
Okay. Nobody is. Okay.
That's fine. You bought
So
that. Well, it looked like if you bought it like a few days ago when I see
uh,
the box like that.
yeah. No, actually, I do have the boxes.
Yep.
So here is another 9 millimeter, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
show you first. There's actually this gun is not loaded to begin with, but I already knew that. I'll show you.
Yep.
The gun is clear.
Yep.
There is nothing in this gun. So
Ah, which one is that?
this is a Canuck
Canuck.
9 millimeter.
Wake up, Canuck.
So and we'll flip to the other
It's because of
side.
a YouTube. It's because of a account name on YouTube. It says "Wake
Uh,
Up Canuck."
it yeah, this is actually a Canuck. I call it a Canuck. And I've been told not to call it that anymore out of respect for the manufacturer. I do like the gun.
Yep.
It also is a 9 millimeter. This one here is, I'm not going to say is my favorite gun to shoot, but it is not bad. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it actually, hang on, how many in this magazine here? 18 rounds in the magazine, plus one in the chamber makes for a 19 rounds in this gun right here that you can actually carry.
Yep.
This one is heavier than the gun I just showed you. It
Mm-hmm.
is just a heavier gun. However, I find I am more accurate with this one. It seems like the heavier you go with your pistols, basically especially when it comes to the slide, absorbing some of the recoil. That seems to
Yep.
make for a better experience here all around for shooting the
Yep.
nine. But a wonderful nine to shoot. It's got a big pistol grip, so I got big hands. I'm a big guy, so
Yeah.
I
I'm
like that
tall. I'm
pistol
not
grip.
really chubby.
I'm just a tad overweight, but um, the real sad part about it is that daylight adds like 75 pounds.
Yep.
So yep. So if I'm in the dark, if we're in the dark, you wouldn't even know I was overweight. By the way, you couldn't even
Mm-hmm.
tell. So
Yep.
uh, that's supposed to be a joke. You're supposed to laugh at that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so at any rate, those are the show and tell guns for tonight. I may
All
do
right.
more. We'll see how things go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's part of Anarchy Night. We did show and tell on
Yep.
298, and I do have shortwave radios like you do. I
Hmm.
don't have them out right now though. Have you picked up on repeaters? Are you getting stuff from other all over the United States with that?
Yeah, even from Britain last year at least when I
Okay.
got it.
Do you have a license?
Haven't.
Do you have a ham license?
Nope. I don't even plan on getting one, but I don't
Okay.
plan on using it just so I don't
Okay.
get.
That's actually on my list. Before
Yeah.
the whole system collapses, is actually getting a ham license so I could broadcast a little bit.
Yep.
But it's really good to listen to for sure. I have three ham radios, by the way, and one of them's a car
Three.
radio. It's a ham radio that goes in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
There's the
so,
CB ones.
yep, yep. I have two CB ones and one car one. I don't have a base station.
Base
That
station.
those are expensive. Those are the ones that tabletop units that connect to large antennas that you have in your attic or over your house or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So those, tend to go a little bit further out without hitting repeaters,
Mm-hmm.
but they also take more electricity. It's the wattage.
Yes.
So, so yeah, okay. So, what's the brand of the shortwave radio that you have? And these are for preps in case things go south. The economy doesn't do so well, or
Yep.
the United States gets hit by a
Stimulus.
meteor, whatever.
People sounded
Hyperinflation.
excited and just scared. They're like, last night, my family just they just did a prayer, just thanking because of the stimulus,
Mhm.
and I'm like, it's like
Hang on.
people are really dependent.
Hang on, your family did a prayer for the stimulus?
Yes, they were
Okay,
like, oh, the poor people and all that.
okay. They do understand the ramifications to our general economy every time they do these things, right? Or do they
Uh
not
huh.
understand?
Yep, they do.
Okay. Okay,
Stocks. Everybody's
Bofang,
been, yeah,
Baofeng.
Baofeng.
Yeah,
That's
I've
how you
got one of
spell it.
those too, I believe. I think I do have a Baofeng.
Yep.
And I have an off-brand from that as well, but it's basically the same
Mm-hmm.
radio unit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let me see if I can switch. Yeah, so this is kind of like my layout. So I
Hmm.
got this one right there is for
Uh-huh.
because I went into like an October, I forgot it was a Halloween party. It was
Okay.
like a house was hosting it, like everybody could come in. It was like a big house, it was like a ranch house, like
Hmm.
those type of homes that are
Yeah,
like in the
ranch homes,
city,
sure. Yeah.
like in the city. That's what I would call them. Yeah, and I did the BB, so it was like my first time ever shooting a BB gun. It was like a
Okay.
lever action, and I kind of
Okay.
did well almost because I think I almost hit I believe, I don't know, it's like a hole on top, I believe. So I kind of missed some of them.
All
So
right.
I guess I plan on using that. So when I get into real guns, the only thing I've been doing is just bow and arrow.
Gotcha.
Haven't really. This is the last. Actually, it's been 5 years since I even bought a new bow. This one's for like 2016. Bought it
Okay.
at my local Bass Pro Shops.
Well, very cool, man.
Yep. Not really concentrated on prepping right now. Right now, I'm just trying to get a car.
Okay, gotcha. Well, you got to have a way to escape.
Yep. That's
Yep.
why
So,
the moment I just get my license, I just get out and escape.
okay, let me ask you another question.
Yep.
Are people from California? We know there's an exodus from California. This is a fact. This is
Yes.
not disputable.
Yes.
Are a lot of them coming to Nevada?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of them, believe it or not.
Okay. And how long has the immigration been coming to California? Or
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know,
from
maybe
California. I'm sorry, to Nevada.
long, I assume a long time.
I'm wondering that too because the exodus from basically conservative people starting to leave California started. It seemed to me it was pre 2008.
Yep.
Um, and in fact, that's true with New York and Illinois as well. And
Yep.
it was right before the housing crisis. In fact, here in Missouri, we started getting folks from California in here. I would say
Jesus,
two,
what?
yeah, we get some folks from California. Most of the folks coming to Missouri, though, are usually we get a lot of people from Illinois, honestly.
Yep, that's
Um,
true. I
um,
assume in Illinois.
and
You
most of
kind
them,
of gave me a shock. Like, I was like, what? You said Cal. Well, of course. That shouldn't be surprising.
mhm.
They're moving everywhere, but they're
I
mostly coming to Nevada and Arizona.
in Arizona, gotcha. And
Yes.
I know they're going to Idaho too.
Oh,
And
yes.
so they're going to Boise, Boise
I,
specifically, which is a blue
yeah.
city. It's now
Yep.
a blue city. It did not used to be 20 years ago. That was a red city. Now it's a blue city.
Yeah, it really pisses me off, honestly. That's why I don't really like politics, because it's just ridiculous. Makes me think of democracy, majority mob rule
Yeah.
from both
Uh,
sides. I'm not
yeah.
gonna point to, one side, of course.
You
But I guess the Democrats to me are just the loudest. I mean, I find them to be more annoying than
okay.
Republicans, to be honest. But I'm not gonna give Republicans a pass
Okay.
because most Republicans, I don't really trust them as much as I trust Democrats either.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my point.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what. Um, being in the interesting position I am in, being a libertarian, I find myself
Yes.
able to get along with, uh, in fact, some of my closest friends are anarchists.
Yep.
But I also have
You've said that
lots of
before.
friends that are Republican or they say conservative, but I know that they're actually Republican basically.
Yep.
And when you're a libertarian, you kind of bridge that between anarchism and Republican. And
Hmm.
so I have friends, on both sides. But I'll tell you what, how many people are watching us? You know,
Not really. Unfortunately, nobody.
nobody came in from Discord.
Nope, I don't think so. Maybe because not everybody will always be active.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
That's, I
Yes.
guess that's the point when you just have a small channel.
Hmm.
But I think it's super weird. I don't. It's like, it's weird how you. I know I'm repeating this, but it's kind of weird how you got 2K even though your channel looked like it was gonna fall.
Hmm. Well, I've got a lot of Wall Street Silver folks on my channel now too. Remember
Hmm.
now, Truth, Money, and Freedom um, is really representative of our Discord group, which I am a member of.
Yes.
And I'm probably
Hmm.
maybe the most vocal member, but I don't consider myself anywhere near the smartest member. And
Yep.
there's a
Oh,
lot of
Wooly. Oh my gosh, Wooly, you
Wooly
just came
said,
back.
"Cool, welcome back, Willie, our
Come
friend,
on, join us in, Wooly.
our friend from Poland."
Yes.
Hey there, buddy. Uh,
Wooly the fox.
you know,
Foxes are cool.
hmm
So yeah.
so
Um
so basically, Truth, Money, and Freedom covers a lot of ground. The truth about everything, and we try to because we understand that there's a lot of propaganda, and
yeah,
we try to
but
cut
I
through that.
gotta interrupt you there.
Hmm.
Let me say my piece.
Hmm.
So I guess everybody says the truth. This is the truth. Everybody has a perspective. But
Hmm.
unfortunately for us, I'm sorry to say this, Patrick, it's really it's going to be a difficult future for us.
Hmm.
I'm sorry to say it like this because we're like the conspiracy theorists of our families,
Yep.
and we are gonna ones who are gonna suffer the most.
Well, I, I don't know about that. I don't want to say I agree or disagree with that yet until it's qualified a little bit better. But
Yeah.
um, I definitely am the black sheep of my family. I love my family very much, and not my immediate
Yes.
family, not with my wife, not with, for instance, my grandkids. I think my
Hmm.
daughter thinks of me as a conspiracy theorist. She does actually. She says that openly.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Um,
to ask about kids.
mhm.
Yeah, you had kids. I never thought you would. I know you said you were married, but I never think did you would say you would have that you had kids.
Yeah, my daughter's a 30-year-old psychologist, so she's not living at home anymore.
Of
Um,
course.
so my grandkids just love them to death. I don't think they think I'm a black sheep of the family. But if you go to my brothers, with the exception of my twin brother Mike, I don't think he thinks of me that way. He
Hmm.
knows I think he understands me a little bit better because he's more of a financial kind of guy. He thinks in terms of finance and
Yep.
money and basically the stock market and the bond market. So
Hmm.
his gears are turning in that realm anyway. So I think he understands me a little bit better because that's how my gears turn too. I think
Yep.
along lines of, and what I mean by that for anyone who's watching is when I make decisions, particularly business decisions, and I own my own business, and other many other decisions in my life. For instance, what I
Yeah,
do with
sounds
my
kind of
spare income.
scary.
Um,
Sounds kind of scary now to be a business owner, especially here in the Vegas Valley with
yeah.
all the mandates. Sounds
Well,
kind of,
I'm self-employed, so I don't have a
yeah, of
company. I
course.
don't have employees, so I don't do that. But what it meant to finish up though to say is that I see things through the lens of the bond market, and
Uh-huh.
it's a very different way of thinking, and so
Yes.
therefore I am alien to a lot of people who are not exposed to what the bond market represents, how it
Mm-hmm.
works. And so, therefore,
Yes.
the way I think, my critical thinking processes, which are geared towards the future of the economy, is very foreign to a lot of folks. So,
Yes.
and that tends to be actually the quintessential foundation of my decision making process or my critical thinking having to do with any decisions having to do with money or what I purchase. And it's a different way to live than any other people. You see, you remove the emotion out of it and you go almost 100% on pure logic, and and I'm not talking about in relationships, I'm talking about spending money.
Yep.
And so, at any rate, okay, going back to what I was originally saying, truth, money, and
Mm-hmm.
freedom. And yes, we understand that the world tells us now that everyone has their own particular truth. Everyone
Yep.
has their own truth, and that's,
Especially with the needle sting. Oh my goodness.
well, yep,
It's just depressing now, you know,
it is.
the peer pressure.
Well, it's not just the peer pressure, there's other aspects to it, which is the propaganda. And
Hmm.
so the propaganda comes first in my
Yeah,
mind
so I'm trying to
because,
detox as much as possible. I
well,
want to get it out of my system.
did you get the
Yes,
Pfizer?
unfortunately, it sucks.
Okay,
But
did you
this
get,
time, luckily, I didn't feel anything because I just took some pills.
okay, did you take the second shot?
Yes,
Okay,
unfortunately.
gotcha. And that
Hope
happened
the
2 days
next
ago?
time when I move out, that's gonna be the last time. Nobody's ever gonna persuade me ever.
Yeah.
This will be the last time, I promise you all.
No, and Nevada, I understand that your circumstances are as such that your parents do have a lot of influence,
Yeah,
and I will be the last person on the planet to tell you to disrespect your parents. I I
of
I,
course.
I am a Christian. I believe in honor thy father and thy mother. I believe in this. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to disrespect my parents. I don't believe what they believe about the beer flu and all the accoutrements, all the trimmings,
Yep.
all the condiments that come with this. I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe we're at opposite ends of the spectrum, but
Yep.
I will not disrespect my parents on
Yeah, I
this.
never. Well, okay,
But
sometimes I have lost control, but I never tried to disrespect them.
right,
Just
so
cause I only because they're my parents, you know. I never tried to, cause honestly, I mean, if for the selfish part of me of saying this, my parents haven't really been strict on everything, of course. Probably
mhm,
because I live in Vegas and we sleep late.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying that you're in a difficult position, and
Yes.
so I don't think people are going to judge you on that. And by the
Hmm.
way, my
Although I
parents have.
think I had one of my commenters judge me, saying that I caved in.
Okay. Well, but your circumstances are different from mine.
Yep.
And that person's got to understand that your circumstances are different from his. Now,
Yep.
I'm not going to judge you for getting the shot. I simply am saying
Hmm.
I will not get it. It ain't going to happen. I personally am not going to get it. My wife will not get it. So
Hmm.
we're two people that have already decided, no matter what it takes, we will not be getting the shot. I think
Yep.
that that is a personal decision to each and every person, and I think that
Hmm.
it's something that it should not be judged.
But all right, so I already had at least two people or three saying that they don't really want to get it. That I know, at least.
Okay. Well, now you
At
know.
least,
Well,
hold on. Let me finish. So yeah, at least my coworker, not really, but it's more like a volunteer place, told me. So she asked me about the needle, and her mother told her reasons not to get it, and she told me, well, I've got lots of health issues, and I just told her, no, don't do it. Just do it for me at least. Don't get it. So yeah, and then the other one, which was like a director, I believe, for an area director for like, there's we have a chain, at least in the West Coast. It's like, well, not really like In and Out. You know how In and Out is like in the West Coast, but we have our own, which is like they'll call Del Taco, and she's the director area for in the Vegas Valley, and she said, she asked us if we got it, my dad and I, and my dad was like, yeah, and she said herself that she wouldn't really get it.
mhm,
So yeah.
okay. And I have no ill feelings towards you. I know your circumstances are different than mine.
Hmm.
So,
I mean,
and
like,
by the way, as
why should you? I mean, if you're getting it, to me, it just represents the people's submission. They
well,
submit
hang
to the
on.
big pharma.
No, they're not submitting to big pharma. Some of them are submitting to just plain Jane brainwashing.
Yes, that's what
They
I'm saying as well.
so think about it for a second. Um, there are people with strong personalities. There's people that are basically leaders or people who are followers and this and that and the other thing. But if you're being hit from all angles, from your family, from the media,
Yep.
from the government, from your friends, and from everyone at work,
Uh
that you
huh.
need to get this thing, that everyone's getting it, that's groupthink.
Yep.
It's time for everyone to go out and get, the roll up the sleeve, right?
Mhm.
Um, I'm in a different position than most people, where I lead the opposition. I led, and I didn't lead anything. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but I was part of the mass protest in Springfield, Missouri that happened July,
Yeah.
and
Make sure not
so
to say mask so
I'm
much.
sorry, I'm sorry. The face diaper
Or muzzle, whatever.
muzzle. So I was part of that protest. And one thing
Mhm.
I did notice while I was there was absolutely no representation for the other side of the issue. It didn't
Yep.
exist. It wasn't there. They did not show. And they would have been welcome. I mean, we would have welcomed debate with them. This was, and there were cops there because there were people that were anti-diaper, anti-face diaper. And they had
Mhm.
drones. Police had drones over the crowd.
Wow.
And I'm
That's why
sure.
some people don't would rather just not go to protests
Mhm.
because that all comes in with spying and all.
Yep. But here's the deal, though. They feel that maybe people who think the way I do, believe what I believe, are a threat. I'm
Yep.
not a threat. I'm
We're a
not a threat
threat
to
to them.
anybody. I'm
Well,
not a
we're a
threat to.
threat to the system at least.
Well, just for not participating in groupthink. Let's keep the
Yep.
point open. This is
Mhm.
1984 stuff. This is George Orwell stuff. If we're not
Mhm.
participating in groupthink, then they know there's a problem. But that's part of the face diaper narrative.
Yep.
And let me tell you, it's very easy to pick out those who are not buying the narrative,
Mhm.
in mainstream, if you go out on the street, you can find people very easily that don't buy the story. Do you know how?
Yep.
They're not wearing a face diaper.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
It
easily
would be
find,
politically incorrect.
yeah, that's right. So we have to think on their level. Um, that's how they identify us, is whether or not the face diaper is being
Yep.
applied to our faces. And if
Mm-hmm.
not, we definitely are not participating in this mind control experiment.
Yes.
Okay. So, but and I'm coming to a point, by the way. I said very openly on my channel, and this was last year, that the face diaper is where the line had to be drawn, because the next
Mm-hmm.
thing that was coming up was the roll up your sleeve, and that was what
Yep.
was coming next. And we all know how, um, that serums work, and you just can't develop serums that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
This smells like an agenda. Why do I say that?
To
Once
me,
again,
in my personal opinion, I'll say this. Some people say it, it's the mark of the beast or it's,
mhm,
DNA or it's whatever. But me personally, I just see this as a money grab, just like with all the other
it is.
needle promotions in the past. I don't see it being that different from the
Nope,
last ones.
that's the primary motivator, isn't it? You
Yep.
know, there's a lot of biotech companies that are super wealthy right now because of IPOs and
And most people are sheep about it.
yeah, and but that's okay. Once again, we have to understand something, and this is what I was actually probably trying to get to, was that trying to literally shut down the brainwashing is impossible. It is an impossible task. It cannot be done. It's very effective, and it's the damage is done. Um,
Yep.
in Poland, they make opposite site that agree with face diapers, hate people who don't want to wear them by telling them that we are risking other people by spreading beer flu. That is essentially what happens here too, by the way, Wooly. Thank you very much for that comment, because
Yep.
Nevada and I are going to talk about that comment for a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
what we talked about groupthink before, and that's what we're talking about now. But unfortunately, what it is now societal pressure based on the groupthink. If you remember the movie The Invasion of the Body Snatchers,
Mm-hmm.
if anyone has ever seen that, I believe it was 1977 the movie came out. It's considered a classic, and basically that's kind of what happens if you're not one of them. They know it, and they point at you, and they make weird noises in the movie. But it's the same concept here. Is that we are the problems. We who will not participate in this experiment, this groupthink, are actually holding back humanity from being smarter, holding because we're dumb, obviously. If we don't believe in the diapers, the face diapers, um, number one, we're dumb. So therefore, if you follow the
Yeah,
line
that's
of
what they tell us.
yep, if you follow the line of
Or
Darwinism.
we don't go to college.
Yep. Well,
or
you know what? I know plenty of people that went to college that won't wear face diapers. So I
well,
don't
is
know.
that out in your state? Because here
Yeah.
here now I disagree. I think they would just rather have them submit. The same goes for the needle thing. I mean, my sister was the first one because
Yeah.
of her university.
Yep. So, um, so basically, remember I was talking about this before. In Japan, they have a saying: "Don't be the nail
Hmm.
that sticks out," because
Yep.
it's the first one hit by the hammer.
Uh huh.
So basically, conform. Just conform to your environment, and that's what they want: is conformity. Conformity to the status quo, conformity to the norm, the new normal, and
Hmm.
I for one am not liking the new normal a whole lot.
Me neither. But my mom is like wanting to submit to it because like she's like, she wants me to tolerate it. I mean, I already had to argue this so many times.
Does your parents watch mainstream media?
Oh yes, my mom at least last year she was like we didn't even have the TV, the one that we have in our living room. We
Okay.
just took it off, and then suddenly they put it back because she told me, "Oh, we need to know, we need to update ourselves for this whole pandemica and all." So
Okay.
yeah, and I was like, Jesus,
Yep.
she get caved in.
Well, I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, Wooly. Let me finish up with your comment real quick with something here. We are a risk to other people if we're not wearing the mask, if we're not doing the roll up. I'm sorry, the face diaper. If we're not doing the roll up the sleeve, we're a risk to others, right? Well, they're the ones going
Yep.
out getting the vaccine. They're supposed to be immune now. They should
Don't.
leave us
Oh,
alone.
you should have said the needle.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
You're very
Uh,
good at forgetting
I am,
code
and that's why.
words.
That's why. Yeah, I'm not good at it. That's why I was
Yep.
saying that we need to do this sort of stuff on BitChute,
Yeah.
because my brain goes faster than my mouth, and my mouth can go pretty fast sometimes.
Yep.
Um, so I think you get my point that
Yep.
there's no threat here. There's no
Uh
threat.
huh.
So, but then again, you have to believe in the original threat in the first place, and I'm not sure I believe in it. So,
Uh huh. Yeah, Wooly. I've been immune for like entire year. The only thing I'm not is allergies. Allergy season. Get a
yep,
runny nose and sneeze so much. That's
yep.
the only thing I've had in 2020. I'm glad I didn't get sick because if I did, they would have probably labeled me, positivo.
Yep. I do believe I got infected, and I went through it pretty quick. Just one day, 24 hours with no smell or taste. And then
Yep.
for about 3 weeks after that, a very bad smell that I couldn't seem to get rid of. Um,
Yep.
and it wasn't me. I asked my wife, "Is it me? Does that smell?"
Yep.
No, she goes, "I don't smell anything at all." So but I couldn't get rid of it. I couldn't shake it. It was there from the moment I woke up to the when I went to bed at night. That weird smell, um, and you don't get used to it. It was a like I said, it's hard to describe what the smell is because I'd never smelled anything like it before. But it was
I
sick.
think that happens sometimes. I think that happened to me. It was more of a taste than like smell. I tasted cookie dough ice
Okay,
cream, from Sonic, and this was in I believe September, and I was, my mom just bought me an ice cream, so from Sonic, and I tasted it, and it did taste weird. I thought it tasted like chamoy. I don't know how you say that. I don't
chamoy.
know. Yeah, I think it's like some Mexican sauce or flavoring. Well, not like a sauce, but it's more like a dessert, like candy, Mexican candy, or like a dipping.
Okay.
So it almost tasted like that to me. So yeah, I didn't even tell my mother.
Well, I know we don't talk about this sort of thing very often, but have you looked into getting some silver?
You've already asked me that a couple of times. Well, actually, you did ask me one time. Not really yet.
Okay,
Maybe, but I mean, I'm only investing it just because I don't think I feel passionate about it. So
gotcha.
maybe because other stuff. No, yes, that's exactly what we want, Wooly. And if you're still here, Green Eyed Flower, you can join as well. That's
Yeah.
why I have the link here, if you can see in the screen.
Yep. You guys are absolutely welcome to come in and join us and chat with us. Absolutely. This is an
Yep.
open anarchist night chat. Anarchy reigns tonight, gang. Anything could happen. Anything. Green Eye Flower might
Yep.
even come in. That would be awesome.
Yep. Just send. You don't really need an account, guys. You can just log in without one.
Yep. And so the link on the comment section there for StreamYard. You scroll back to the top if it's gone down a little bit, right back to the top,
Yep.
and there's a link to join the StreamYard chat.
See if I can redo. Let me resend the link again.
Okay.
There. See if you guys can see it. You both can join. Woolly and Green Eyed Flower. So yeah,
And we're trying to be, if we're talking about the beer flu, we're trying to use words that won't trip the algorithms because people are be getting strikes right now if you're talking about that sort
yes,
of thing. So let's be careful.
uh huh. Yeah,
But
guys,
we but,
please, if you guys
but
do join, just don't, please,
we could talk about other
guys.
things though too.
Yep. So,
All right. Other things in the news.
mhm.
The stimulus check passed. It was
Yes,
signed by.
everybody's been talking about it.
Yep. So I suppose we could talk about, you know what, if we needed fluff, because we don't have anything substantive to say in your chat, we could talk about what we're doing with the money that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
The brand new minty fresh currency they're printing up right now, so that
Yep.
we could all,
The satanic
basically.
IRS and the Federal Reserve.
Mm, so, but hopefully we don't run out of stuff to talk about, so we get fluffy
Yep.
with it. Let's talk
Yep.
about something that's happening that's interesting, and I don't want to get too dry and technical. The reverse repo
Uh-huh.
market.
Reverse
Have you looked into D?
to D. I don't know what you mean, green-eyed flower.
Can you be more specific? Is it a word that'll trip the algorithms or something? It's probably a word that trips algorithms. Give us
Yeah.
a hint as to what D means. Just a hint.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Hmm. So,
Just a hint.
yeah, just give us a hint. That's what I was wondering about. Oh,
Yeah, it's just
yeah, I even wanted to bring up. Yeah, so you said the only way to stop the
no.
mind control is to end the MSN.
I agree.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's going to take a long time or most likely never.
But you know what also stops the mainstream media is ending the Federal Reserve. That really solves
Yes,
all problems, actually.
bankers,
Yep. Not a big fan of bankers myself.
presidents, puppets.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, that your dog bumped your hand. Okay, gotcha. Oh, he was wanting you to say, if you guys thought about D, dog. Yeah, you know.
uh-huh.
So,
To
but
D, oh, dollar. No, no, that's got to be something else.
no, no, I was teasing. It was because her dog bumped her hand.
Uh-huh. I thought I would say into dollar.
Mhm.
So yeah. Hmm.
Yep.
Looking up something here.
So have you seen Green Eye Flower before?
I think it may have been in one of my comment sections, I believe.
Gotcha. Yep, she comments on my videos too. She's sub to Truth, Money, and Freedom. We enjoy
Yep.
having her. So yeah,
Oh,
if you're interested in coming in, Green Eyed Flower, if you have a microphone you want to talk, you're more than welcome to. If you
yes,
don't have
come
a
on.
microphone, we understand.
Or if you're busy, well, I mean, it's no problem if you're busy there. Oh, there we go. Hold on, let me see who it is. There we go. Wooly.
Hey, Wooly.
Hello, Wooly.
Hello, hello.
Hey there, man.
Happy
See, the
Fiesta Fridays.
Fox is. I was watching Cliff High. He's getting pretty interesting lately.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where I'm at with Cliff right now because, if you don't mind, I'm going to be objective because actually, there's some things Cliff High has done before that are absolutely astounding. But he has made some really big bad calls before.
Yep.
So I'm kind of on the fence with Cliff High. Everyone familiar with Cliff High here? The Webbot report. Um,
Not really. I'm not familiar.
okay. Um, I've not been keeping up with Cliff lately at all, but I will tell you that I remember when the beer flu came out, he was making some pretty wild predictions about how many people would expire because of the beer flu, and he was wrong. He was very wrong, devastatingly wrong, actually. He talked about how everyone's going to get it, and what do you say? he even predicted that we wouldn't have an election in 2020 because the two people running for office would be dead by the time the election came
That's
around.
what most truthers have been saying as well. People have been saying Trump would be the last president.
You know, but at any rate, here's one green-eyed flower you may not be aware of. With once again, I'll actually focus on some positive things with Cliff High in a second here because I
Uh-huh.
like to be objective with the guy. Back in 2013, he predicted a tidal wave coming to the West Coast and said literally to go inland about 20 miles and was going to kill some 30 or 40 million people.
Yep.
And he got a lot of people very excited about this in a bad way. Actually got up and moved and left the West Coast, left their homes behind, and everything. And of course, the tidal wave never happened. He didn't know anything about the etymology of the tidal wave, so he couldn't explain how it was going to happen in the first place. If it was tectonic shift, if it was an earthquake, basically a meteor strike or anything else like that. But so he's had some just gigantic bad calls before in the past. Where I'd like to give him
Mm-hmm.
credit is back in 2017, he made 3 predictions with cryptocurrencies, and he was right on the head. He predicted
Mm-hmm.
a date for a high in a cryptocurrency called Ripple. And not only was he correct on the amount of money, he was correct on the date. Same thing for Bitcoin. He predicted a high for Bitcoin. He was correct on that as well. And he also correctly called a date and a high for a crypto called Veritasium
Yep.
or Veritasium.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in that way, he was stunningly accurate. And it gave him it because he lost all credibility after that tidal wave thing. Um, so it gave him credibility again. And then he went into the beer flu thing, and I think he's lost some credibility again. I haven't been watching him since
Meaning
then,
he'd been
so
buying into it.
I don't know. Um, he once again, it wasn't like he was predicting like he's smart and he knows the future. It's his web bot. So he was interpreting what his web bot was actually. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm on a little
Oh, one of
tablet that
these
is.
sites.
Oh, can you
Um,
hear me?
what's that?
Can you hear me good?
Yeah,
Yes, we
yeah,
can
we
hear
can hear
you.
you. Can you hear us?
You
Okay.
have a good microphone.
Thanks. I switched after last time.
Okay. Uh, but at any
Maybe we
rate,
can hear
so
you better.
yep. Let me finish up real quick with Cliff High and everything. So I'm not familiar with any new WebBot predictions. So
Yeah.
so Greenhead Flower, I've not been following Cliff High at this time. So, but at any rate, that's my thoughts on Cliff High, and I have been following Cliff on and off since about 2012, and then I stopped right when the beer flu started, and haven't picked him up since. So, at any
Mm-hmm.
rate, Wooly, I am sorry, man. I just needed to finish up that thing with Cliff. So, welcome aboard. Welcome to Anarchy Night on Nevada Cario's podcast
Channel live
channel.
stream.
Yeah, live stream.
Better
So,
term. I know people say podcast, but if it really was, it would just be audio.
yep, that's true. That's true. Yep.
Hmm.
So,
Got your mic off. I see,
yeah,
Willie.
he may not
Oh,
be able to
sorry,
talk.
I was checking.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
I'm here. I'm here. How was your Friday?
hey, oh, hey, Patrick, show us. I know
What's
you
that?
showed it earlier, but give him a chance. Green-eyed and Woolly.
Show him what?
You know what?
Oh.
Come
All
on,
right.
show it to
All
us.
right. Gotcha. Hang on. Those of you who follow my
Wow.
channel know that I am into GUNs. So it's show and tell night.
Yep, that's exactly
Nice.
what we wanted to see.
And I always show people the gun is clear.
Yep, it's on YouTube.
Yep.
People do that like on the reviews. They're like, "Hey, it's unloaded."
Yep. Well, I do that too. Anytime I show anyone a gun in real life, I always take the magazine out and I show them the chamber. They know the gun is clear. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a 9mm pistol, and
Yep.
this one, the magazine itself is not loaded. So here's the mag, and the mag
Uh-huh.
holds 28, or I'm sorry, 18. 18. What am I thinking? It'd be
Almost
nice if
look
it.
like a Glock.
Yep. And actually, it is kind of like a Glock. It's similar to the Glock 19X, which I also have, but I don't have available for show and tell tonight. So, but at
Yep.
any rate, this is a 9mm. And this is actually a very, very, I like this. I'm pretty accurate with this pistol. It seems to balance weight and
Mm-hmm.
accuracy. And then, not to mention, the capacity for 18 in the mag and 1 in the chamber makes it 19 rounds if you choose to conceal carry with it or anything like that. It's got all your
Mm-hmm.
standard features, nothing extraordinary. It is an unusual color. Most guns are not this kind of, what do they call that, a desert tan or something like that. Or is it more green? No, it's more tannish than green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's that one. That's the Canic. And then we will bring out another 9. It's
Another
made by
9. That's a
Taurus.
good one.
Another 9. This, I pulled out the mag, which is loaded.
Looks a lot more like a Glock this time. Yep. We can
Yep,
see it.
clear.
Yep.
So this is actually a Taurus G3.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about them. I'm just not too
Very
familiar.
popular. These are very popular. I'm not 100% sure why this is as popular as it is. It is inexpensive. That may be part of
Mm-hmm.
it. These are one of the less expensive 9mm semi-autos to get. The mag on this one holds 15. So this holds 15. I can
Mm-hmm.
pull it back and you can see it a little bit better. And then if you have one in the chamber, then you have 16 in it.
Yep.
This one is actually a little bit heavier.
Yep.
And that's pretty much about it. I don't have anything really.
To
I
show,
may,
of
yeah,
course.
I can. I can. Okay. So I'll tell you what, let me ask out of the people watching today, what kind of firearm would you like to see? Let's see if it's something that I can easily get. So chime in. And, is there any particular caliber or type of rifle that interests you or you'd like to see? And don't ask for the 50 cal because I can't do that at this time.
Mm-hmm. Wait, weren't they supposed to be expensive? 50 caliber guns?
They're a tad expensive. They are a little bit expensive, yes.
Yep.
So Wooly,
Yeah.
are
What's
there
up?
any calibers you'd like to see?
Um,
Any
I don't
kinds
know.
of
I
guns?
don't. What you have?
Pretty much
What you
everything.
what you really like? Oh,
You have
some
a
shotguns.
That's pretty open-ended right there. um, Yeah, we could be doing this all night. So, like, if, for instance, you've heard a lot about like AR-15s, maybe.
Yeah,
yep.
Uh,
I heard of
you
them.
know, you hear that in the news. That's got a negative connotation, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
No.
all right. I'll be right back. I'm just going to stop my camera for a bit, and I will fetch a AR-15. Is Green
Yeah,
Edgewater still
do
with us?
it.
It's like in 4 years I didn't have a gun in my hand.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, wait.
Yep. Working on it.
There we go. People are gonna be like, wow! Like a nudity.
I think people are getting the wrong impression here. No, this is AR-15. So I'm not going to do that. What do we got here? This is a...
You don't have to show us if you don't want to.
No, 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 no. You don't understand. I'm having to go through some stuff right now.
Uh-huh.
That's what this is about. This is...
Yep.
Let's see. What is this? Is the AK-47.
Oh, wait, you got one?
Maybe.
Oh. You still here, Green-Eyed Flower? You seem to be kind of gone. It's been like 5:30 p.m. since you've commented anything. Love to move back to Windows. Because, I mean, Linux is cool, but
Oh, you have
it's
Linux
kind of
too?
like... Yeah, I got Linux. You have Linux?
Yeah, I have Linux with Ubuntu.
Yay! How much did that one cost you? That looks... I love the railguard.
Uh,
Looks more expensive with that kind of railguard.
It's heavy. Oh, there's the real Timmy Chonga. Look at that. See, there he is. That's the real Timmy Chonga right there. Timmy Chonga. He gets excited whenever I bring out the guns.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, you guys do. It's just that the process is different. You're not wrong there, Green Eye Flower, but yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Yep.
So
How much did that one cost you? What's the name?
this is a Savage.
Savage.
And
Love
this
the
is
name.
a multi-caliber. So this is
5.56 223.
That's exactly what it is. You got it. So you'll notice I don't even have iron sights. I just have a rail. So I have yet to mount a really, really good scope on here. I do have one that I haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what the magazine looks like.
How much do the magazines cost?
They're cheap. You pick them up all day long for $15 a piece. If you know where to shop, that is. If you
You
don't
have
know
a
where
lot
to shop,
of money.
well,
So you don't
yeah.
want to waste all that money.
Yep. So, but telescoping, it's like I said, I don't like it short, but it's great for when my granddaughter's shooting it. But
Wow,
it is
your granddaughter
it is heavy. I would say
must
it's
be the coolest. Must be the coolest grandpa.
yeah. You get to go out and shoot things with grandpa.
And you're like mid-age, so you're not like a senior yet.
Yep, the gun's clear. So, and this is, basically, let's see. Take it out. This is how you actually cock this one. An AR-15 cocks in the back.
Yep.
See this apparatus
Nice
right
sound.
here? Yep. So you just grip it right here, pull it back, you cycle it.
Yep.
So that's how you do it there. And then you got to see the chamber open here on this side. This flips open, when you start shooting so that the shells can eject. So
Yep.
that just opens up on its own. And then here's, once again, what it looks like when it's all put together.
Yep.
And you asked the question twice. I honestly don't remember what I paid for this.
Man, but it
Hey,
looks
John.
like it would cost like a lot of money just because the way how good looking the rail looks.
So, all
I
right.
don't know. Maybe if I'm lucky this year, I don't know. See how things go. I don't know. But I've been waiting since I was like 14. I've been like, even though I don't really own a gun, I've been like getting into that since like 2014. So then my mom was like, well, you know what? I'll just buy you a bow. So that's how I got into archery, kind of.
Okay. Well, I can tell you it was probably somewhere between 900 and 1,000 is my best guess right now.
900.
Yep. And I don't remember because this isn't the only AR-15 I have. So um,
Yep.
I don't remember. Hey there, Timmy. I know, buddy. I don't remember how much each of them costs as individuals, except for my AR-15 that's a 224 Valkyrie. I do remember how
Yeah.
much that costs because that was a lot.
Yep.
That's a competition rifle. It's not meant for hunt. Well, you can hunt with it, but the 224 round is very different from the 223 round. Isn't that right, Timmy Chonga? Timmy Chonga. Let's see if I could bring Timmy up here. There we go.
Yeah, show us your dog.
Yep, the dog that I named myself after. Hey there, Timmy. Want to come up? Want to come up? Come on, come on up. Come on, come on, come on, Timmy. Come on, come on, come on up. Timmy, you gonna come up? Want to come up? Come on, come on. There he is.
There we
There's
go.
Timmy Chonga.
What kind of, is he a Labrador or something?
No, we don't know what he is. He's got wiener dog in him. He's, some dachshund.
Dutch.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but as far as all the other stuff he's got in him, we're not really, even his ears. I've never seen his ears on a dog before. He's definitely a mutt. He's got some different stuff in him.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Timmy Chonga? Isn't that right, Timmy?
Yep. I love your layout.
It's dirty. It's messy. It's always, I'm always working on stuff in here. Almost all of it's computer parts. Almost all of it.
Yep.
A lot of computer parts.
Yep. I guess that's what happens when you own a business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do the same thing as well. Let me try to get my dog here. So yeah, give me a moment, guys.
What is it, Timmy? You want to go outside? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You want to go outside? Oh, I love you too, Timmy. I love you too, sir. I love you too, sir. Yes, I do.
So much love in such a small dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ebony's not here right now, but Ebony I generally don't pick up. I know, Timmy. I know. Timmy Chonga. Timmy Chonga. Good boy. Good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. I know. So, tell you what, I am going to stop the camera because I'm going to take Timmy outside real quick. I'll still be able to talk. So I'll still be in range of the computer with the wireless headset. That way I can get him outside because I think he wants to go pee. Is that what you want, boy? Is that what it is? You go potty? Good boy. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do for you. All right. Okay. So Wooly, do you have a pet?
Yeah, I have a cat and a dog.
Gotcha.
Dog is from my parents.
Okay.
The cat is mine.
Okay, Timmy. Ugh. Ebony? Ebony, you want to go out, sweetie?
All right, guys. You guys can hear me?
I can. I'm away from the computer, but I can still hear you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to set up the camera just to prepare show and tell. So this is my dog.
Anarchy
Say
Night.
hi.
Oh, I wish I
Yep,
could see
this
right
is a
now,
Shih
but I can't.
Tzu. Yeah, so this is a Shih Tzu.
Okay.
Yeah, his name's Jojo.
Jojo?
Yep, that's my dog's name.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, just shut it off. Didn't really want to do that, but just for show and tell.
Hey, it's anarchy night. Anything could
Yep.
happen. Anything.
Well, at least because of my camera, at least because we're three people, and the camera will look so big. At least. So yeah, let me just get everything off of me. Yeah, it's so weird.
Okay, so trying to think of.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Phew. That's all over. You guys still here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
So it's because my sound was. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Green Eyed Flower.
What did Green Eye say?
Sitsus says JoJo is cute.
Yeah.
Yep. So your
Um,
dog is a mix then? It's Patrick.
oh yeah. Yeah. Timmy Chonga. Yeah, he's a rescue dog.
Rescue
So I.
dog. That's why you were like, I don't know what he is.
Yeah, we don't know, and I'm not gonna bring him in and have his. Hey there, Timmy. Want to come inside? You done going potty, sir? Timmy.
So he's a
He,
hunter, isn't he?
yeah, he is a hunter, and he runs free because I'm out in the country. They're not leashed, so I just let them outside. They know the
They're very
boundaries.
smart then.
They are actually both of them are. Yep. But
How old
also
is
it's
Timmy?
training. We don't know for sure, but I got him 6 years ago. And then Ebony, the other dog, which you guys haven't seen, maybe you've seen in the past. Ebony's the one who, if you guys watch my podcasts on YouTube, she's usually the one that's laying down in the office.
Yep.
Um, Timmy's not
Uh-huh.
there as often as Ebony is. Ebony, we got 9 years ago. They're both
Yep.
rescue dogs. Um,
Uh-huh.
so,
Ebony and Timmy.
yep. And they have last names. Timmy's last name is Chonga. I always give my dogs first and last names.
Yep.
And then Ebony's last name is White.
What? White.
White. Ebony White.
Yeah, it's because the name White. It's kind of funny when I say it like that, white, because now a white just means a white guy.
Yep. So, well, yeah, White is a common last name though.
Uh-huh, yeah, white.
So, yep. But she's, her hair is black, but she's got this white stripe going from her chin all the way down to her belly.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of like a reverse skunk thing going on. And Timmy's kind of the same way. He's got that white stripe going from his chin in completely different breeds.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that photo you took of him for your thumbnail of Timmy
Oh,
with that hat. Dogs
oh
with
yeah.
hats.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, I do have hats. For the dogs once in a while. It's unfortunately something that actually brings me a lot of pleasure is actually looking at dogs wearing like stupid
Hats.
hats. That the humans would wear. Tiny versions for dogs.
Yep.
I think it's so cute. I really enjoy that. And I know that sounds really stupid. It's not a hobby or anything, but I did
Yep.
acquire some dog hats, and I've taken pictures with the dogs with those hats. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have them on wallpaper and on my computer and everything. So it adds like an air to the dog. It adds a lot of character and personality, and um,
Uh-huh. Can't believe
so
how good the camera quality was for mine. It's because I'm just reviewing the video.
okay,
Yeah, the live stream with my dog. I
okay,
can't
gotcha.
believe. I think StreamYard's been good to us.
Yeah.
So do you have that service? You said you were gonna get that Starlink thing.
Nope. No, I settled with T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Yep,
So
it's
you're
half.
also using home Wi-Fi then?
No, I don't use Wi-Fi.
Oh, you use data then, do you?
Well, I remember, I think I may have told you this in the past that I was able to wire up this house. We built it before, or I'm sorry, we bought it before it was finished.
Yep.
So I was able to run Cat 6 cable everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So at any rate, yeah. So my house is totally wired for internet. Now the device. Hey there, Timmy. Timmy, what do you got there? Son of a gun. He's got another deer leg. Somewhere out there, there is a deer on crutches. I swear to God.
A
Timmy,
deer.
Timmy.
Did he eat him?
No, he didn't kill a deer. But somehow there's a dead deer somewhere nearby because they keep coming by with deer parts.
Yep. Yep.
So, but I'm out in the country.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry. What was I saying now? I got distracted by Timmy here.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, oh well. But let's see. Oh, a Free American Press was supposed to be joining us tonight,
Free
and
American Press.
Free American Press. Yep. And I sent him a
Mm.
DM. I have not heard back from him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, but I also haven't seen him light up on Discord for about 2 or 3 days now.
Discord.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Discord doesn't. Yeah, Discord to me has been going downhill, in my opinion.
I don't know because I don't, I'm subscribed to other Discord channels, but I rarely go into them.
Yep.
Rarely. It's just ours. Ours is
Mm-hmm.
popping. Ours is a
Yep.
happening place. A lot of stuff
Uh-huh.
going on there.
Yep. Oh yeah. Just saw, yeah, another channel. I think he's kind of this. He's 21 and he left to Florida. I'm seeing lots of people go to Florida.
Yep, that is a popular
ODD
destination.
TV, and I believe one of my subscribers is in Florida now from Vermont. And he
Yep.
was from Nevada as well, I believe.
Did you know him personally, or did you just happen
No,
to be
not
in the past?
really, but he
All right.
told me a kind of a large comment, when they started putting the muzzle mandates here in Nevada, he told me that he left to Vermont, I believe. Yeah, so that was kind of like in June.
Hmm.
So yeah. So he told me that just recently. So he said like he will miss the Nevada desert. That's what he told me.
Oh, America is such a beautiful and diverse place.
Yes, it
I
is. The
encourage.
lands at least.
Yep,
But
that's
we
what I
just
mean.
gotta ignore the politics, of
Hmm.
course.
As
And
always.
yeah, and I imagine that America is just as beautiful and diverse in its geography as Europe is.
Yep.
And
In
because
some
Europe,
sorts, we don't have deserts.
you don't have deserts, but all you have to do is go a little further south for that. So it's not that far away, and it's a common destination like Morocco,
That's
things like
isn't
that.
that kind of like close to the Middle East or something?
Yeah, yeah. Middle East, they're right north of the Middle East, really.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So yeah, we do have deserts here. The biggest one, of course, is the Mojave, where Death Valley is, and
Yep.
that's in California.
California.
Yep. But we have mountains. We have actually three major mountain ranges. The Rockies, which consists of two mountain ranges, the Sequoias and the Sierra Nevadas. And
Mm-hmm.
the Rockies are actually separate from that because those are going through the interstates. We
Yep.
have the Appalachians, which are on the East Coast, and we have the Ozarks, which are in the South, which is where I'm by.
Mm-hmm.
I am not in the mountains. I am actually still about 40 miles
Greenland.
north. Yeah, I'm in the Greenlands. I'm in the woody area where there's lots of
Oh.
trees. Um,
Oh, so you kind of are. woods.
Hmm.
So, you had any tornadoes in your area?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
This
that's
is
good.
a strange geographical area where tornadoes don't really want to touch down. We're in an area um, that is very hilly, up and down, up and down, up and down. And tornadoes generally don't like that kind of terrain.
Yep,
So, because there's a differential between the bottom of the hill and the top of the hill
yep.
as far as temperature goes,
Well, must be nice living that country life you have.
it's okay. I like it. I have no problems with it.
Hmm.
And I used
So
to live
you're
in the
from the
city.
big city then?
Well, Minnetonka, Minnesota. So, a suburb of Minneapolis is where I come from.
Suburb still.
Yep.
People would still think of it, city life.
Yep.
So
But if you,
still submitting to the rules sometimes.
yep. Well, I didn't think about it as much when I was growing up. It's I don't know, and it's in my late teens is when I
Yep.
started, taking notice of things.
Yeah.
And when I was 19, it was a big, big, big event for me. Is when a movie came out in the theaters called JFK. It's an Oliver Stone film, and it talked about the conspiracy of basically the JFK assassination.
Uh-huh. Wait,
And
that type of topic was on the theaters?
back then, you could get away with putting stuff like that in the theaters. We're talking that what was that? 1991, maybe that movie came out in the theaters. You can look it up online,
Yep.
Google it. JFK by Oliver
Yeah, I
Stone.
think there are some documentaries about stuff like that.
Well, this was more of a drama film, but it was a documentary at the same time. And the
Uh-huh.
thing is I was so fascinated by that movie. And I talked to people about it. I talked to my parents. I was like, holy crap, I just saw JFK. I saw it with my girlfriend. Did you guys know that, that JFK, was, there's a conspiracy behind the JFK assassination? Oh, yeah, we've heard it all. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
worry
we
about it.
have.
And so, at any rate, they didn't seem interested, and they didn't know much information that was in the film. They couldn't explain it or talk about it. So I started buying the Jim Mars books on the
Yep.
JFK assassination, which is where the movie came from, was the Jim Mars
Mm-hmm.
books. And he was an investigative journalist when JFK happened, when the assassination
Uh-huh.
happened. That changed my entire perspective on everything when I started reading those books.
Yep.
All the evidence that wasn't allowed in court, it simply wasn't allowed. Let's take a walk down memory lane real quick. I'm not sure if we still have Wooly and Green Eyed with us.
Yeah, I'm
Uh-huh.
still here. I'm just
Okay,
shy.
okay, no problem, buddy.
Yeah, it's just quiet. Don't
Um,
have to be
but
shy, actually. I mean, I'm kind of shy too. I'm not very good with, you know, there's probably better people that do YouTube videos than I do.
yeah, I'm not
Willie.
good at it either. I just fake it.
Uh-huh.
But when I said here, JFK didn't
Yep.
allow for in that movie, there was a lot of very important evidence about the assassination that the court refused to look at. They literally said, "We don't want to see it. Don't bring it in. It's not admissible."
Uh-huh.
And doesn't that sound familiar? Because we just went through a contested election, and there was supposedly a lot of evidence showing misdeeds. Let's just say it that way, so we don't trip algorithms.
Yep.
Misdeeds in this particular election cycle, with a lot of evidence, some of which was already shown to the American public. The court said no, we're not looking at it. Don't want to see it. Sound familiar?
Yep.
It's exactly
Governments
what
could
happened with
probably
JFK too.
lies. No, they
So,
lie. Forget about it. They lie.
you know,
That's what they're good for.
mhm.
They just screw us over for decades and decades and decades. Nothing,
See,
I don't even think anything's gonna ever actually change until people do something about it, or it has to be violent.
well, no,
Sorry to
no.
say it like that.
Let me finish drawing the line here on the connect the dots. It was the Supreme Court, Earl Warren from the Supreme Court, that formed the Warren Commission that wouldn't look at the evidence.
It's like in the 9/11.
There's another one right there where they wouldn't look at evidence.
Yep. Get us into war. 9/11.
Timmy, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're here?
yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I think it's kind of an awkward silence right now.
No, it was profound. It was a profound silence. As
Yep,
we realized, the Supreme Court of the United States refuses to look at pertinent evidence on cases that they hear.
yep.
There was a big terror in Poland that one of the prime ministers or ministers, I don't know, have a mafia, connections
Okay.
with Polish mafia, and they will not look at it.
Yep.
I have a joke. When you can tell the politician is lying.
When his lips are moving.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
We have the same
Politicians.
joke here. Yeah, we have the same joke here for our politicians. We're not
Yep.
we're not as different, you know.
But I need
Uh-huh.
to tell you something that after last live with you guys,
Mhm.
I just realized that there is no escape from this.
Well, we can talk
Yeah,
about that sometime.
I
because
agree.
There is. And that's
Yeah,
to
but
go
I'll
ahead.
continue.
Well, it goes into a larger conversation, and it's something that Erin Scott teaches on her channel, but it's to slowly and surely and definitely start removing yourself from the system.
That's gonna be super hard unless
Well,
you want to go full homeless,
Yep. Well, not full homeless. You can still have a home too.
van
Um,
life.
Yep. But
Unfortunately,
well,
some states, I mean, are only good for that.
some people live in homes that have solar power. They're off
Yeah,
the
I'd like
grid.
to know how that works in Missouri.
Yep. Well, actually, that's why Erin Scott, and actually not just Erin Scott, but Fringe Files in our Discord server, and also she's the one who runs Wall Street Silver YouTube.
Yep.
She lives off the grid, so it's not as easy as having electricity, but
Yep.
you certainly have a bigger degree of freedom. So
Well, you're
the only
still gonna
problem,
be living behind the system, like buying stuff, the tax
Paying
and
taxes. Yeah.
yep, and the tax sales, of course.
yep. But slowly but surely, you start getting out of the system till I don't know if you can ever completely leave it, but you
Of
can do a
course,
pretty
you
good
can't
job of
really
getting rid of
leave
most
it
of it.
unless you leave a territory of a country,
Yep. So,
I guess.
but
But that's probably a lot harder. Or some people are just make micronations.
yep.
I guess just response because some people have micronations. You know what that is, right, Timmy? Patrick?
Micronations.
Yes.
You're talking about literally setting up your own nation in an area
Yes.
where
That's
you
what
own land.
yeah, like land, of course.
Yep. Well, that's an interesting idea and something that we could definitely talk more about. But I wouldn't mind being the president of 140 acres.
Yeah, you'd be the coolest president.
Yeah, would definitely have a no government. There's just no reason for it at that point.
Yeah, I
The
think
rule
the
of the land
faith.
is just don't be a jerk.
Yeah, and just have our own police, not like centralized police. I mean,
No,
I disagree. I know people say, "Oh, we won't have police." I mean, it depends because there probably are some stateless areas. I mean, it depends, in the world. I mean, there's like no police, and then some people in some areas police themselves. Oh yeah, I've seen that story about that in Mexico. I think some town. I've heard about it from Luke Radowski. An entire town, kicked out by their people, the police and the politicians. So now they have their own militias or something like that.
Well, actually, it would be best if everyone was just, had a concealed carry weapon and you wouldn't even need police.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, you have to treat the gun like if it's the last resort, because I think hand-to-hand combats or just fighting skills,
They are.
would be better. Because I mean, there's a time if someone tries to kill you, then of course.
You know,
Because I mean, you can't just you don't want to get yourself much into trouble, of course. If it's like in a situation where it doesn't look necessary.
mhm.
Guys, I have a question,
Sure.
and
Yep.
I heard about Joe Biden that he's sick or something like this. That's true or that's fake news?
Okay. Nevada, do you mind if I take this one real quick?
Yes, take this one
Okay.
over.
Okay. We suspect that Joe Biden has dementia.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the Twitter
We
trending
can't
on
prove it.
Twitter.
Yeah, we can't prove it.
Well, he
But
has
it
made mistakes with his
well,
words.
it's not just mistakes with his words, but I mean he looks physically weak.
Yeah,
Um,
well, it's because he's getting older.
well, yeah, but shuffling on and off stage before making a speech, his shoulders down. Um, he gets confused quite easily.
Oh
He forgets
yes.
what he's talking about. And I believe that actually he has probably dementia, and it's probably hit the point where Adderall can't help him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe that he was elected or selected, I'm sorry, um,
Nah, to me it's
because,
always a selection,
well,
like all
because
elections, in my opinion.
yeah, he seemed like the most reasonable choice for the left because he's a mainstream liberal politician.
Yeah,
He's not,
corporatist.
yep, he's standard, yeah, corporatist. I
More,
would definitely
probably
agree with
more
that.
than Obama.
Yep. So so
It's
basically we
just
think
like
that
with Pence.
mhm. So we think we can't prove that basically he'll be leaving the White House under the guise of being sick or some other reason, and that Kamala
Hmm.
Harris can just kind of take over.
Yeah, lots of people
Okay, I
say
heard that
that.
too.
And
And
Kamala Harris, by the way, a little bit of history on her. When the Democrats were actually standing on a platform stage, literally debating between all the Democratic presidential candidates, Kamala Harris was the very first one knocked off the stage, and it was by Tulsi Gabbard. And it was very easily done looking at her public prosecution record. She is not a good
Uh-huh.
person. She's a
Yes,
horrible person.
California.
Yep, her morals do not jive with Americans' morals. For instance, she jokes about it even. She was putting people in prison for a year for smoking marijuana while she was smoking marijuana too. Um,
Hmm.
so she was literally prosecuting them for something that she was doing herself.
Yep,
So,
hypocritical politician.
yep, that's just one example. There are others. But
Yep.
at any rate, she would never have won a presidential run. But she is definitely the most idealistic feudalism communist that was actually running. She's aggressive too. She's very aggressive. So I think that it was really to get her in office is what this was all about. Joe Biden won't be there for too long.
It all depends how many years he has left.
No, I'm
Well, oh,
saying
that
that
all cease.
the fact that he's not making public appearances, just barely making
I
any
kind of
public appearances.
disagree. I've been seeing a couple of times, at least with the White House channel, which has a lot of dislikes.
Yep, but he doesn't take questions from press.
Yeah, I've realized that. It's almost similar to Trump. I
Well,
thought, Joe Biden would be different from with that.
actually, Trump was brilliant with the press. He would just point at him and go, "Fake news, you're fake
Yeah, but
news."
I mean, if we're talking about him being aggressive, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, So at any rate, that's my take on Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Is that he is sick, probably got second or third stage dementia, and he was needed. His name was needed to get the Democrats in the White House, more specifically Kamala
Yep.
Harris, into the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she was picked when she was one of the worst possible people the Democrats could have put up, because she
Uh-huh.
so openly embraces the ideals of feudalism and communism.
Uh-huh.
So that's
Yeah.
she was just told to be quiet when she was the vice presidential candidate. Just be quiet,
Uh-huh.
support
Yep.
Joe, and
Yep.
so that's my take on it. But
So she's the vice president?
yeah,
Yeah, she's the vice president.
yeah,
Oh god.
yep. So,
Yeah, so
yep.
hold on. Let me show you guys something here. We're going to move on to Trump as well. So I'll say my position on Trump. I'd say, I was on the Trump train. You said it too. Well, Patrick,
I
right?
was, yep.
Yeah, me too. Of course, because politics. I guess I was more hopeful when I was like back in 2016. I'd say if it wasn't for Brian from High Impact Flicks, I probably would have never have woken up from the left-right paradigm. So yeah, let me try to pull up the screen because I personally do believe Trump was put there to pacify the right, so they wouldn't have any kind of chaos.
Oh, hang on.
That's
Green
what
Eyed
I
Flower's
believe.
been saying stuff all along.
Yeah, she has been actually, but
Okay,
it's been kind of
gotcha.
like since 6.
Yep.
Let me
Okay,
see.
gotcha. Hey, Green Eyed, I hope you're still with us. I'm sorry, I'm in front of my screen again. Let's see. Getting Theta.
Yep.
Getting Theta. Okay, gotcha. Theta, the cryptocurrency. Gotcha. Let's see.
Oh.
Watching
Oh
Cliff
yeah,
High.
my screen. So yeah, that's
Interesting.
what I'm talking about. So yeah, if we look at here, yeah, you know what? Let me just play some part of the video just so you guys can get what I'm watching here. So I'm watching the storm clouds gathering. So that channel, I believe.
Mhm.
So let's just play a little part of it.
Okay.
So, all right.
The opinion that
It's going to be kind of loud. So, yeah, hold on. There. You know what? Let's just start from the beginning. I'll just stop at the moment. So, here we go.
as Joe Biden was sworn in as president on January 20th, about half
You
of the
guys can
United
hear it?
States and
Yep.
most of the world breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, the orange buffoon has exited stage left. It can only get better from here, right? Right? Yeah, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this train wreck is just getting started. The Biden-Harris presidency is a disaster in the making. It will leave moderates disillusioned while fueling insurrection on the far left and right. The chaos we saw at the Capitol on January 6th, that was nothing. As a country, you guys are sleepwalking into very dangerous territory. Let's start with the elephant in the room. A large percentage of conservatives, up to 83% of Republicans according to one poll, don't believe that Biden won the 2020 election. Now, you might say that these people are delusional. You might say that they're crazy. But nothing you say is going to change the fact that they feel cheated. And nothing you do will increase the legitimacy of the Biden administration in their eyes. It's worth noting that a large percentage of the police and military count themselves among conservatives. So the
Wow.
implications here are quite serious.
I didn't even notice
The
this
outrage
part.
from the left on this issue rings hollow. After all,
Turning
they
their
just spent the
backs.
last 4 years refusing to accept the outcome of the 2016 election while peddling half-baked conspiracy theories about Russian interference. Evidence? Who needs evidence? In this regard, both sides have some growing up to do. Big Tech's current strategy of silencing and deplatforming anybody who talks about this stuff or expresses any opinion they don't like is going to backfire. These policies are feeding the perception that peaceful avenues of political change have been closed, and they're pushing moderates into the arms of extremists. You take away someone's voice, you make them feel powerless. Where do you suppose that leads? What many don't seem to realize is that during the Trump administration, militia and survivalist movements were largely pacified. Their man was in power, and he was going to make America great again. So most of them stopped talking about overthrowing the government or preparing for the collapse, instead focusing their attention on the antics of Antifa and BLM. As of January 20th, this demographic has begun to absorb some bitter realities. Not only has their hero been kicked to the curb, but Democrats now control the House and the Senate. This means new laws. And some of these laws are not going to go over very well. For example, gun control. What are the chances that Biden resists the urge to kick that hornet's nest? And let's not pretend that the right is the only chaotic variable in this equation. The Democrats might not believe that Antifa exists, but that certainly didn't stop them from smashing the DNC's windows on Inauguration Day.
Psyops,
These people don't want Biden.
provocateurs.
They want revenge. And they're not going to go away. Nor is it likely that the BLM movement is going to stand down for this administration, especially after being overtly snubbed once the election was over.
Yeah, so this is the part I was talking about. Like I said, with the Trump thing. You guys can hear me?
Yep, we sure can. The Trump thing. Yes, I got you.
Yep. Just a way to, like I've said, just so it wouldn't be like chaos, of course, because we have a heavily armed population, of course.
Yep, and that's I was very critical of the Q movement almost
Yep.
from the beginning. Now, the first 4 months of Q, I was very interested and I believed. So I'll be upfront and honest about that. I believed in Q. And so what happened was I started to see a pattern of basically predictions.
Didn't that begin in like the late 2017 or something? Or
Yeah.
early, or 2018, I believe,
No, it was
when
late
they started
20
talking about.
November of 2017 is what I remember when Q came on the scene.
Yeah, but I think it made more news in like 2018. I remember.
Yeah. And so at any rate, I between the oh, you did too, Green Eyed Flower? Yep, I did too. I bought into it, and it was roughly about March of 2018 is when I was able to start discerning. And once again, not just by myself, but critical thinking exercises in our Discord group. We were able to figure out that Q was disinformation pretty quickly because we
Yep.
noticed that there was predictions coming in mixed in with a lot of truth.
Yep.
And then they started missing dates. They would say,
Putting
"Oh, on this date, perp walks."
hopium.
Yep, that's right. Comey doing the perp walk on this date. Watch this date. More of the deep state going
Yeah, they're
down.
like,
And
yeah.
so
It's
they
kind of
started.
laughable now.
Yep. And so, and then where it really came for me personally, where I really decided this was a giant psyop operation, was the fact that Trump said in an interview he didn't know who Q was, but he was sure they were good people. Yeah, I love the
Yeah.
SGT report too. I really like Sean. I've always liked Sean, but he really, really dug his teeth into Q. I mean,
Yeah.
he bet the farm. He bet his whole channel on Q, and this is why it's a psyop. And
Yeah, and he said China Joe would never become president.
yep, he did. And so, but the real big problem here is that all the folks that would have protested all this stuff going on in government, all the horrible things going on, actually starting to come together and forgetting the divisions between them to realize who the real enemy is, which is bankers and government, instead became LARPs. They just sat on the couch and started becoming an echo chamber on social media, just passing Q drops between them and saying, sit back, watch a show, enjoy the popcorn, and wait for this date. And then that date would come and nothing would happen. And then the next post, it would be like that date never even existed. And then another date would pop up and that date would be missed. And what ended up happening was they pacified literally probably the best group of people to actually get up and do something about the horrible things going on in their government. And so it was a psyop. It was part of the Q brand, or not Q, but Trump branding is what it was. And so I did a video about it in our Discord group, and I'm going to say it was March of 2019, maybe. I think that's when we did the video. And that was a critical thinking exercise with a bunch of people in our Discord group to try and help other people. We had already figured out a year previous that Q was psyop and disinformation, but we
Mm-hmm.
decided to make a YouTube video about it because we weren't public about it through Truth, Money, and Freedom. So we actually made that video, and holy crap, did I lose subs on that video. People
Wow.
were so angry.
Yep.
I had to delete a bunch of comments. So people were just, just literally
Can't
spending their
blame you.
bile
People
on
would
us.
say you're censoring. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's your of course everybody
Well,
has, their own channel. They can do what
well,
they want with it.
well. One thing I'm not a big fan of is people swearing. I believe in free speech, but also too, I am very proud of the fact that our YouTube channel is something that a family can sit down and watch together. That literally 15-year-olds, 10-year-olds can watch our channel with their parents to have a better understanding of how badly they're being screwed over without literally swearing and getting all, um,
Yep.
just messed up. It. And I enjoy a lot of other people's channels where they do swear from time to time. But at the same time, I wouldn't watch that with my grandkids.
Yeah,
And
understandable.
so that's one thing I'm really proud of is the fact that our channel on YouTube is very family friendly, and we do cover a lot of hard hitting topics in ways that kids can relate, and
Uh-huh.
and also where they don't have to
That
be.
makes sense.
Yep. So because I have grandkids,
Mostly
so I
teens, of course.
yeah. Well, when you're a grandparent, you start thinking about these things. When you're a parent, you think about these things. You don't want to swear in front of your kids or your grandkids. You don't want to do
Yep.
that. And so, at any rate, that's so something I'm really proud of. But I deleted comments because of the language,
Uh-huh.
and that's the only reason. And that is, I do believe, two videos I have taken people's comments out that were swearing on two videos only. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they were on that Q video. Yeah, there was a lot of them. We lost. I'm going to say it was 90 subs when I put out that video.
Yep, that's
And
what
it,
happens when you try not to take a side.
you know, so, but we were putting out truth. We really were truth, money, and freedom, and that to
Yeah.
us was
Yeah, I
we
realized, and I guess it's to me myself. It's not like I've been blocked one time at least. I was reading a web comic probably because they saw my at least that author of that web comic saw
Mhm.
my how do I profile what in bio at least because I told the truth about my beliefs, although not everything. But I assume she got offended and she probably just banned me from commenting in her comments. But she
Yeah,
didn't respond to me. I told her why she blocked me. So yeah, see, that's what happens when you're the dissenting voice.
yeah. Well, it wasn't popular to be
Yep.
against Q at that time. It was definitely the unpopular viewpoint. We had people in our own Discord group that actually strongly disagreed with us putting out that video. And we had 4 people in our Truth, Money, and Freedom Discord that still were unfortunately buying the story of Q.
Yep.
And so, and I, was even, to the leadership in Discord, which I am one of 3 admin there.
Yep.
I said to all 3 of them, if you guys see any members
Mhm.
making fun of our members that believed in Q, you're to stop it immediately. Because I meant, these guys are our friends, and they wanted to believe in something positive and good. So
Okay,
what I would
I'll
do,
say this. I'll create a
okay,
line. Only gonna forgive the people who wake up, because I mean, you've gotta not sound hypocritical
yeah,
because of course, I was on not the cute thing, but
yeah.
the Trump train at least.
Well, and that's fair. And by the way, thank you for your honesty on that. I was on the Trump train too, but only for about 2 weeks. Uh,
Two
I'll get
weeks.
it. 2 weeks. I voted for Trump in 2016. I believed in Trump. I believed that he was an outsider. I believed he was going into
Yeah,
the
when
swamp.
doing research.
Yep. But once he got into office and he pulled in a bunch of Goldman Sachs cronies into his cabinet, you know, I mean, I'm not that dumb. You know, I've never said to anyone I'm the smartest person alive. I am far from it.
Me
But I
neither.
saw right through that crap really quick.
Yep.
You bring in government sacks into your cabinet, 6 of them. We have never seen a president take in 6 from Goldman Sachs before. Trump was the first. I was
I
like,
wonder
oh
if
my God,
anything's gonna be different with Biden.
no.
I hear there that he brought in some war hawks.
Yep. Yep. Biden is a pro-war president. Kamala Harris is pro-war. So we're just going to get war. We
The
have
world
war.
is
Hmm.
But
preparing for war.
well, but not just that, but also too.
Oh
Remember
wait,
now?
isn't Poland? Weren't they in the Iraq War or something,
Yeah, they
or
joined us in
Yeah,
the Iraq War.
Afghanistan?
Yeah, they did. Poland has always been a very big ally to the United States of America. When we go to war, Poland always has a contingent of troops to there come
Yeah,
to,
hold on.
you know. Go ahead.
¿Qué pasó? Sí, ando hablando. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Ya se va a comer? ¿Ya comieron ustedes?
And Green Eyed Flower says because people wanted to believe. Yes, they did, and I did too at first. I wanted to believe that Q was real, that Trump was real. But I figured out Trump pretty quick. Q took me a little bit longer.
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
Nothing.
Hmm.
The
Okay.
awkward silence when you came back has nothing to do with the fact we were talking about you when you were gone.
No, of course.
That's a lie.
Hmm. So yeah, I guess. Wait, but then Australia also, didn't they?
Yeah, they're also a U.S. ally.
Hmm.
But you know,
So
in Poland, it's like people really don't like this ally because they feel like they are getting used. You know, we signed ally with Trump before the elections in Poland and before elections in your country, and the agreement was that we will provide you an iron or something like this for military bases in the Poland. I am not sure about that, but I don't see any military bases now. We bought from you lots of military equipment that is still in, how to say it, not in productions, but in projects. You know, Poland government is like spending money on something that it will not get in like 20 years or something like this.
Mm.
hmm.
Mm.
But that depends on the party that is involved. You know, the government, like one for parties, I can say, really wants to ally with Germany. The wait a second, I Google this word. Yeah, party.
What would you say? And this is a little bit off the cuff here, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Is there still any bad feelings between Germany and Poland to this day?
No, to be honest, no.
Okay.
Sometimes jokes breaks aside, you know, but we don't feel like they own us something,
Yep.
or at least me.
Well, I want to say something about Poland. It's something that my grandmother explained to me when I was a kid. In America, there's Polish jokes. Did you know about that?
Everywhere in the world there are Polish
Yep.
jokes.
Okay. And the butt of the joke always is how stupid Polish people are. And those jokes, you know, it's always that's been the joke, and it's been since I was a kid, and I'm Polish, and I used to take offense to it, and it used to make me upset when someone found out I was Polish and they'd come up to me with a Polish joke, you know, that where I was the stupid Pole at the end of the joke. But my grandmother, who was 100% Polish, explained to me when I was probably about 13 years old She said, these jokes have been going around for years. Let me tell you why. And she said, because when Germany invaded Poland, Poland didn't have the war machine that Germany had. So they went up against German tanks with horses and men on horses, and they were slaughtered. And to many of the world, they thought the Poles were stupid, but the Poles were actually quite brave because that's all they had, and they knew they weren't going to survive, but they had to try. And
I
she
heard
says,
another
so,
story about. Okay,
oh, go ahead.
okay. I heard
Oh,
another story about
hmm
about these jokes
hmm
that Poland was so wait a long time ago in Poland there was like this scam that they go to from house to house with
hmm
a pack of tickets
hmm
to the ship to the United States, and they were telling them that you can relocate. You will have a house, everything you need, work in the
hmm
United States. Just buy these tickets from us, like your sell your property and buy this ticket.
hmm
And Polish people got into this. I heard that story. That's why these jokes happens.
Okay, gotcha. Um, I did hear, and let me finish up what I heard later on in life, is the reason why men got on these horses and were challenging these tanks is because they were trying to get close enough to the tank to put a grenade down the turret. And so, thus blowing up the turret and then rendering the turret useless. And they spent their lives, a lot of Polish lives got spent in that effort because they didn't have tanks to go up against the Germans with. They were trying to defend their people. So my grandmother explained to me when I was young, as I told you, the Poles were very brave and they gave their lives to defend their country. And so then I didn't take offense to the jokes anymore because, she was saying this is just ignorance. But remember now I'm Polish. So the Polish jokes bothered me
Descendant.
when I was a kid. Go ahead.
Of course, descendant.
hmm Yes, yes, descended Polish. My maternal grandmother, 100% Polish. My mom, 50% Polish. I am 25%.
Hmm.
So, so that's the descent. And my grandmother was born here in the United States, but her parents had just got married in Poland and moved to the United States. Right after they got married. So that would be my great grandmother and grandfather on my mom's side.
Hmm.
So, so at any rate, that's the lineage.
Yep. So my dad's Aus his I think it's his great grandfather. I think is Austrian. They moved to Mexico, of course,
hmm
because I believe there were like Europeans. A couple. I mean, at least in Latin America, I believe more in like Argentina. I believe Argentina. So yeah. So of course. Hey Wooly, you can you say
Yeah,
some Polish stuff? You know, can you try to speak
like
Polish? I like to hear it.
okay, I can say something.
Sure.
What do you want to hear?
Hang on.
Anything.
Anything. You can actually say anything, but
Mogę powiedzieć
say
cokolwiek.
Nevada Cario, you have a really cool channel.
Nevada Cario, masz naprawdę fajny kanał.
There you go,
Hmm.
Nevada. Look at that. You're
Yep.
even hearing it in Polish. You know it's true.
Yep. So I'll say it. Let me try to do a full, because I know lots of gringos here in the U.S. can speak Spanish as well, but I'll try my part. So, Willy, gracias para venir a mi canal, porque en realidad eso me da mucho gusto, Willy, en realidad. Y también a ti, Patrick, de, I don't know how you say it. I'm trying to say it in Spanish. You know what? I'll just say it like this. Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast. I'm just imitating. So, no, I'm talking like I don't know how to speak in Spanish. Let me try to speak fluently. All right. Ok, entonces aquí en la noche, eh, aquí en viernes, para a la anarquía, viernes de anarquía. Entonces, esta noche, en realidad estoy muy agradecido para ustedes viniendo aquí conmigo. En realidad, lo estoy bien agradecido para decirles la verdad. En realidad, no puedo decir cuánto me da mucho a ti, Patrick, a ti me da mucho alegría, mucho. Yeah, there. That's how I said it. Did you understand what I said?
No, I don't speak. My wife speaks a bit of Spanish, but I don't
Yeah,
speak
I
any.
A
guess
few
that's a
words only.
surprise.
Yeah. So I'll have to play
Would,
it back for her, and she can tell me what you said.
yep,
I will need to learn Spanish first.
yep. So what I said was, I'm really thankful for you and Wooly for coming here to this live stream Friday, Anarchy Friday, whatever night. Yeah, I said a full sentence.
Yeah,
I tried
you
to
said
speak. I know I
you
spoke a
speak
little
American.
weird because I sounded like a gringo learning Spanish, and then
Well,
later
I'll tell
on,
you what. I can't compete. I can't compete with the two of you. I know a little bit of jive because I watched a movie called Airplane that came out in the late 70s, early 80s.
uh-huh.
Yeah, man, yak'em sack'em to the bone, home. So that's about the best I can do. Um, and by the way, that's a joke, and I guess you'd almost have to be my age
To
to actually
understand it.
understand it. But it's from a movie called Airplane.
Hmm.
So, and it's a comedy. But I'll tell you what, since it is show and tell night, and I am back at my computer, I will turn my camera back on. And first thing you'll notice is my dog Ebony is lying on the floor over there.
Ebony,
Yep,
you
there
told
she
me
is.
about her,
Yep,
right?
yep. So she just went to the vet. She's kind of sick, but she's getting better. But what I wanted to do
Did you
was
wear?
recommend.
Did they make you wear one in your face?
Oh, yes, I did. I have to admit that.
Wow, that sucks.
It
Well,
does because
unfortunately,
she.
it's everywhere.
Well, this is the first time I put on a mask since I went to Target. And unfortunately, it was a requirement, and Ebony was really, really sick. This was yesterday morning.
Yep,
And
nobody can blame you.
so
Could
I
try to
made a
put it
choice.
below your nose if they don't say anything about it,
That's what
because a
I
couple of times.
that's what I did. I put it below my nose because actually, when you wear a mask and you wear glasses, your glasses fog up.
Ah,
So most
yeah,
people
that's right.
understand when you put it below your nose.
Yep.
So when you wear glasses, so they didn't say a word. However, they did tell me that I had to wear a mask to bring my dog in.
Wow.
So um, so I was really worried about my dog. She was not feeling well. She's on some very strong antibiotics.
Well, you could
She
just
has a
use a face shield. That's what I would do.
you know I wish I had one.
The face shield looks stupider, but it's better to breathe on than having the that thing on your face.
I
You've
know. I
said it
wish.
already, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But actually, though, we didn't say anything bad about it. So
Yeah.
maybe it will get through on that. And I always want to say that every time Ebony's in the office and I have the camera on, it looks like a crime scene. She doesn't move around a whole lot. It's because she's honest to God sleeping.
Yeah,
She
she I
literally,
can see.
yep. And so, so it's like a bear rug. But I wanted to introduce a little bit of culture into the podcast here to show you that we're just not mindless libertarians and anarchists. And here's a book that I would like to recommend to anyone who watches this podcast. And it will help you understand many things going on in the world today. It's called The Fourth Turning. And I'm going
Not
to
a
give you a
reader
brief.
myself.
Okay, gotcha. Well, they have it in audio as well. But I want you guys to know basically where I get a lot of my information from actually is from books because everything is cyclical, cycles.
Uh-huh.
Um, and that includes basically economics and culture. It all happens in cycles. And I can prove it to you on a very low level.
Mm.
When I was a kid, they had bell bottom pants. Are you guys familiar with bell bottom pants?
No.
Okay. That's with very large cuffs on the bottom. And then they get skinny up by your knee, and they're skinny all the way the rest of the way up. But down by where your feet are, they're huge. They call them bell bottoms. You know, as you walk, it's like but at any rate, if you look up bell bottoms, you'll know what I'm talking about. Those came back again like 25 or 30 years later, and for a brief period of
Yes.
time. And so fashion styles, hairstyles, they're all cyclical.
Yep.
They're in, they're out, they're in again 20, 30 years later.
Yep.
So what this book talks about is a cycle in our generations. It's called the fourth turning. Every
Yep.
fourth generation, we have a lot of upheaval, and it's cyclical. And the last time we had a fourth turning, it ended with the Great Depression and the Greatest Generation. The fourth turning started this time with the baby boomers. So you go baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, Generation Z. Here's your fourth turning again. Generation Z. This is the generation that's going to have to pick up the pieces of the destruction, the economic destruction, the political destruction, the sociological destruction, the cultural destruction that will happen because of all the damage done by the previous generations. Yes, the fourth turning, William Strauss. That is correct, Willie.
I
Yep,
took it
thank
down,
you.
but it's not in Polish.
Yep. And so thank you for putting that up. Actually, I didn't even think about doing that. So this book actually helps describe basically what we can expect with this upheaval and how the next generation, Generation Z, and will have to pick up the pieces after all the destruction's over, which they had nothing to do with. The greatest generation had to pick up the pieces from all the three generations before it. I'm sorry, baby boomers.
Yes.
You know, basically from everything that came before it. So, but at any rate, it's a very, very interesting book. It is, I would say it's factual because and by the way, you could probably, the fourth turning applies to wherever you live in the world. Wherever you live, it doesn't matter where you live, it seems to be a constant. So it would even apply in Poland, Willie. Are you guys there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm
No
here.
worries. So I was just
But
watching my live stream
Okay.
to see how I was speaking in Spanish.
Okay, gotcha.
but I'm
Yeah.
thinking
No.
like fourth turning, so 4 generations,
Yep.
and the last one will be after this, after our generation.
hmm Yep.
Oh,
And it doesn't mean that these generations literally are synchronized worldwide, but it is about every fourth generation that you have the big upheavals, all the problems, and usually financial chaos. That is the hallmark of the fourth turning. That's the major disruption that causes all the problems that they have to pick up the pieces from. In our case, it's because of the Federal Reserve and the amount of currency printing going on.
same
Now,
here.
okay,
Yep.
gotcha. And in 1929 in the United States, when we had the Great Depression, we had a deflationary recession and depression. And that's because we were on a gold standard back then. They couldn't just print currency. Now we're in modern monetary theory, and they're going to print a lot of cash. And it's going to be very destructive to everything, at the cost of everything. By the way, one more thing I'd like to share with you guys that I forgot to tell you. A friend of mine, Jimmy D, he works the Second Amendment Preservation Act with me. I talked to him last night, and he was saying he heard from a friend of his that is a truck driver that the cost of shipping things via semi-truck is going up 100% next month, April. So we can expect big inflation coming next month, starting next month. And a lot of people saw that coming because of the price of gasoline going up. So oil going up. So basically inflation's going to tick up another notch here next month, according to my friend Jimmy. I don't know anyone who is a trucker. so I can't talk to anyone about this. But so at any rate, the economy's getting worse. It's getting worse. They're papering it over like they did in 2008. They're trying to slow it down. But uh, I don't want to get too much into finance in here, but the bond market is telling me, and specifically the 10-year and also the reverse repo 10-year are telling me that we have a lot of crap heading our way. I don't know how fast it's going to be, but it's not going to be pretty. And it will be coming from the bond market. You'll see bond yields flying up. That's people getting out of bonds.
Mm-hmm.
The Federal Reserve stands ready to print fresh currency to buy up and lap up all the 10-year treasuries that are sitting in open market operations. But it's an illusion. It's not real. The Federal Reserve will have to put cash into the system to do this. We will notice inflation. It'll become big inflation if people are fleeing from bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't want to get too technical or anything, but
So how to protect ourselves?
No, that's fine.
hey, good question. How you protect yourself? Silver.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, green-eyed flower, you work in lumber. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Here in America, the first thing that Trump did when he came into office for trade was to cut off the lumber trade with Canada. It was the worst thing that ever happened for the United States. Lumber prices skyrocketed after that. And apparently they have there too, because you guys don't have the customer base with the United States the way you used to. So basically,
Yep.
you're producing less lumber, therefore it's going to be more expensive. Supply demand. This is basic supply demand economics. So what we noticed here, and I just did a podcast 2-3 weeks ago, and there's a gal in Arkansas I was talking to on this podcast, and she said from 2008 to today, the price of lumber has actually gone up 4 times for 2x4s, 2x6s, and 2x8s, which are the main lumber pieces used for stick frame construction.
Yep.
So
Didn't know that.
Yep. So in other words, to build a home now, to build the frame for the home. I don't know about drywall. Copper's gone up a lot. That I
Yep.
could tell you. A lot. Copper's gone up a lot. So has wood, and we're talking about 4x4, 2x4, 6x6, 8x8, physical silver and cryptos. I agree with you. We'll get to that in a second. Green-eyed flower is right on point. So building new homes is much more expensive now by literally probably about 50% to 75% more cost to build a home now than it was literally in 2012. So we're talking about
Oh.
just under 10 years. Go ahead.
Hello. Legend continues.
I'm here, yes.
It's been
Hey, welcome,
long.
Legend.
Hello.
This is Tim. This is Patrick from Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too, man. And the
And
legend continues to the end. I like it.
thank you. I came
He's
up with
16.
myself.
Uh-huh. Okay. Cool beans. So you're a gamer then, Legend?
Yeah, actually,
I had a feeling.
I actually am working on my own game.
You're programming your own game?
Yeah, but I have to
Wow.
hire a few people. I have to hire like a few people to help me because it's like very hard. I just learned this, even though it's like I've been saving up money. That's for sure.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
So
cool.
one day I'm planning on doing it. You know, I already have like enough money, but I think I could if I keep going at it, I could make enough money to make my dream game.
There you go. Yeah, man, follow your dream, man. No one else will do it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Timmy, can you tell me something about crypto? Because
Absolutely.
this is some into crypto.
Okay.
To be precise, to the stellar lumens, the altcoins,
Stellar lumens, yes.
because
It,
everyone is talking about them exploding. That's why.
okay. I don't know, and once again, I don't know if that's technical or if that's fundamental. Stellar lumens is a bank coin. It's a fork derivative of XRP or Ripple, um,
No,
and
I can't.
so that's about all I know about it. Ripple will probably explode. I have followed the fundamentals on Ripple. I am not following the technicals on Ripple at this time. Um, so I guess I meant if Ripple explodes, Stellar may explode by default because it's a fork. It's also a banking coin, and the banking coin has value to the banks. So maybe that's why. So what I mean by a banking coin, it's used for bank transfer systems. So for instance, transferring wealth in between banks. So that's what they use it for.
I
Yep.
hope it will explode. That's my last money.
I don't know if it'll explode. I don't know.
I just
I'm
hope.
if you what? I'm sorry.
I just hope that it will explode.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I can't hear any.
Oh,
It looks like you're kind of roboting.
Yep. He may have a filter on his voice or his bandwidth is getting constrained. Let me finish up real quick with what Green Eyed Flower had put in. That was advice to Wooly. Silver and crypto are really, really good ways to protect your wealth during times where currency printing is going rampant. I'm a big fan of silver. If you watch my channel on YouTube, I've been getting silver for 35 years, and
Wow.
that's my life savings. I'm 49 years old. I do not have a 401k. I don't have an IRA. I don't have money stuffed in a safe. I don't have a savings account. All my money goes into silver, and I do have a little bit of crypto. And that's how I will take care of myself and my wife and my family, because I understand what they're doing with all the currency printing. But the weird part is I knew this was coming as early as the late 90s. It was an absolute mathematical certainty. So
Mm-hmm.
here's the reason why. So your next question may be, and it's a logical question, why go into silver? Why not go into stocks? And the reason being is because paper derivative products or paper products that are representative of the dollar include stocks and bonds. And since they will hyperinflate with the currency, they will not hyperinflate as fast as the currency. People will go into commodities, real wealth, something you can hold in your hand. This is actually a 5-ounce coin, silver.
Looks like a quarter.
It does look like a quarter. I wish, hey, maybe I have a quarter here so I could do this side by side. Hang on a second. So you could see how big it actually is. Okay, there we go. I got you guys covered.
Yep.
oh, it's big like a hand.
That one
Yep.
looks shinier, the silver one.
Well, that's
Looks
because
crisp.
it's silver. It is the most
Then it's
reflective
real
substance.
then.
Yep, it's real silver.
Because I kind of
And-
get skeptical about silvers.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I'm buying real one or fake.
I have a
Scottsdale.
feeling that it's too late for me to invest in silver, especially when I don't have work.
And I will show you some more as soon as always got silver laying around somewhere. I'm a big fan of silver, and I have literally made a very bold bet that makes me a black sheep in my family. And the reason I'm, black sheep is because I'm not doing the conventional investments like my family is. I am actually, this one's got a little bit of patina on it, so it's not quite as reflective. I need to clean it up before I put it in a case.
Yep. Made in
but
the USA.
you betcha, you betcha. And silver also has a very distinctive sound. Let's see if I can reproduce it for you real quick. I'm going to ting together.
I heard that.
Actually, it
Sounds
works
like
better with two
hammer.
coins. Yep, works better with two coins than it does with. I need to find another coin, and I think probably don't have one real handy. Maybe I could do it the opposite way.
Yep.
So this one on the fingertip, the bar, and then this one here.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So it makes a neat tinging noise that you really can't reproduce any other way. But that's now. I'm not a financial consultant. I never have been. I never will be. But that's what I am doing because I have absolutely no faith that the American dollar is going to hold any value whatsoever. And now that you know what Poland is doing with their central bank, since you guys have your own currency, and you know they're printing too much currency, you definitely want to hold on to something more real than a currency or a currency derivative. So that may be copper, silver, gold. You might want to, buy
Yeah, but
some
I also have a
farmland.
question about that. How come
Sure.
people mention so much about gold, but I mean silver, excuse me.
Hmm.
But then like people don't really talk much about gold.
Okay. Well, actually, I own both. I have a lot more silver than gold. And the reason being is
'Cause
because there's something called the silver to gold ratio. And oh, there we go. Ebony's moving. Proof of life. You guys see? Yeah. Oh, she's went
yep.
off screen. Dang it. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Uh, okay. Um, but the silver to gold ratio is how many ounces of silver does it take for you to buy
I,
1 ounce of gold? And that
yep.
number right now is rather large. It's not as large as it's been, but it's like I think it's something like 64 to 1. So it would take literally 64 of these 1 ounce silver coins to buy 1 ounce of gold. The historical average is about 14 to 1.
Yep.
So whenever it's really high like that, 64 to 1, you buy silver. And then when it gets lower, when it gets down to like 20 to 1, you can start swapping out your silver for gold. And then basically, then you will get significantly more gold than you paid for. So that's a lot of people trade that ratio. It's called the silver to gold ratio. And that's why people talk about silver right now. It's the better deal of the two. It's better to go out and buy silver right now than it is to go out and buy gold because of
Hmm.
that silver to gold ratio.
Yep.
But also, it's important to bring this up too, especially since I did bring up silver and gold. Silver is heavily manipulated by the United States government and the big banks and the regulatory agencies. It's an open secret. Everybody knows it. The government won't do anything about it, and it's going to be manipulated until it's not. But the good news for you is manipulated down in price to make silver cheap for industry. So therefore, it makes it cheaper for you to purchase. So it's actually a good deal for you right now. But when that manipulation ends, silver will go up in value tremendously. Like you're looking for that explosion in stellar. Guys like
Yeah.
me are waiting for that explosion in silver. It will happen someday. And I don't know the day or the time, but it will happen eventually. So I buy silver. I did buy crypto. I didn't put very much money in crypto, and my crypto ended up being worth a whole lot more than my silver, which I put an enormous amount of money into. So my crypto has grown in value faster than my silver. Does that bother me? Absolutely not. I'm still 49 years old. I'm still working age. I'll continue to work. I still have my crypto. I still have my silver. I have a very nice retirement nest egg. My brother Chris, who is 2 years older than me, has put all of his retirement in 401k in the S&P, in the standard or S&P, the S&P 500. And my retirement is significantly larger than his. And he was doing the 5% pay in on your check into the 401k through his company, which is called UPS, which is a shipping company. And he did a company match. So that means he puts in 5% and then his company matches his 5%. So even though he was putting that much money into his 401k, which was going into the S&P, his retirement is significantly smaller than mine because I chose to go into silver and more specifically crypto for my retirement. So as long as I play my cards right, I should have a much, much bigger, larger retirement than my brother Chris. And I've put in less money into my retirement than he did.
Yep.
So it's
So
all relative.
Understood.
Go ahead.
How much time we have till the markets will crash?
That is a very good question. It's an honest question, and it's one I cannot answer. I don't know. I really don't. I'll tell you what, though. I know we're closer to it now than we were a year ago. So that's probably the best I can give you. Now, I will tell you, Willie, there's a lot of folks that think that we are going into a collapse right now as we speak, which I believe as well, evidenced by the bond market. So this is what I'm going to tell you. The stock market is a derivative, actually, the bond market. The bond market is where almost all the money in the world is in, bonds and derivatives. And when that money starts coming out of bonds and looking for another home, it's not going to go into the stock market. So the stock market will crash. Will the stock market crash before the bond market flood happens? I don't know. But I will tell you that some folks are saying next month. That is not me, though. I am not saying it. I have talked to Chaos Craig. He's a chartist in our Discord group. He does not see it happening in April. But there's a lot of folks saying on YouTube, April is the month for the crash.
Yep.
In the April they will be making this digital currencies. If I'm okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm sleepy. It's like 4 a.m. here, and
Gotcha.
I can't put the words.
And I get technical. If I bored you, I'm so sorry.
No,
I get technical
It's all
sometimes.
right.
It's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. I just
Go ahead, Legend.
Okay, thank you. I just noticed that if you ever noticed that the kids in this in where I just was thinking it's I'm sorry if I stutter a lot. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. See, I've noticed that a lot of kids spend more time on things like TikTok and all that, but they never really spend much time focusing on their future, especially in my school.
You are so right, Legend.
Yeah.
You have spoken one of the truths that we can't really talk about in our families and in our cultures, but we can get away with it on YouTube. And this
Yeah.
is because how horrible the education system is around the world. It's not just in the United States. I'll bet you my bottom dollar that Wooly was never told about how the currency system works in Poland and the value of silver and gold in school. Wooly, would I be correct if I said that?
I need to get my mind. Wait. I was really interested in it from the young age, but I don't recall that someone in school told me about investing in gold or investing in any precious metals.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, Wooly, you are not alone. Even in the great United States of America, we keep our youth completely in the dark about what real money is, about what real wealth is, and how to actually fund your retirement. They keep them completely in the dark here.
I had.
Retirement is
Oh, you guys can go. I can wait.
Okay. Go ahead, Wooly.
In Poland, retirement is made up by the government. So you pay taxes that are going to this government platform or something like this. And they are making you, from this money, your insurance and your retirement.
Okay.
So you don't own this money. The government owns this money. And I don't think so that I will have my retirement from this government.
Hmm. No, we believe here in America we won't have retirement from our government either. Legend, you wanted to say something. I'm going to let you go here before I answer a few things from Green Eyed Flower.
Okay. Yeah, like as I was talking about before, I've noticed that there's a lot of kids in my school that are taking sides of more, well, how do I put it, like liberal, far left kind of stuff. And some of them are like far right. I've noticed that they're getting to that point where kids are getting so political, but they don't even know what the politics are. They're like, oh, I'm going to take this side, I'm going to take that side, even though I don't even care what that is. I'm just going to do it because that person is something I'm against. I mean, seriously, they're always like that. I've noticed that. And every time I try to talk some sense into them, they say, hey, shut up. They're like always whining and screaming. No one's civil anymore. It's always like that.
Hmm.
In my
And
schools, it's, I mean, seriously, I mean, I'm in the eighth grade, so it makes kind of sense since no one's like that mature, but they're like 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, and it's like you should be at least capable of thinking more severe. I mean, I know that most children can't think yet, but I don't know. It's like you should at least be like thinking to a point, not like completely, you know. And it kind of brings me to this idea that our children's children or whatever are going to be even more messed up than we are. And it's going to be like a dumb democracy. You get it? The play
yep,
words.
I do.
Yeah,
It's
or
good.
like everyone's going to be these dumb people that are just going to comply with everything and just go along with everything and basically say just talk in grunts and all that. Yeah, you get it.
I do.
Yeah.
Um, some of the acronyms I'm seeing on YouTube comments and everything kind of tell me that they're down to grunts already. Um, but let me address some of that because actually you brought up some very good points. It's a failure of many, many levels, but it's a failure from um, the education system worldwide. It's dumbing down the public. For instance, critical thinking is no longer taught in schools anymore. I'm very fortunate. I went to a private school and they did teach critical thinking in private school, and at least when I was a kid. They don't teach that anymore. What they teach is memorization and regurgitation. That's what's taught in the public schools now. I know that for a fact, at least here in Missouri. So you memorize names, dates. You memorize,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
to do with English, history, and that's pretty much what they want you to know and believe and regurgitate. Now, as far as the divisions go, that doesn't surprise me because they exist in the adult world too. The right-left paradigm is a very powerful illusion that has taken over
Yes.
the entirety of our culture. Now,
Yes, in the
here's the fun
world.
thing. You are in a group of 4 people right now, 5 if you include our good friend Green Eyed Flower in Canada, that understand that the two-party system in America is an illusion. We understand that. Wooly understands the two-party system is an illusion. Nevada Cario, myself, you even at your age, in being in 8th grade, you are way ahead of the curve by understanding the divisions between the people. And let me tell you how the brain sees it. Because, Willie, I'm sure in Poland, you guys have sports. You probably have soccer. We, might call it football there, where we have, football here, which is different from soccer. But I'm sure that everyone has a favorite team.
Hmm.
Yep, probably so, huh?
Yeah, we have sports.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
about teams, I can tell.
Okay. Well, here in America, there's lots of football teams, and every state and every
American
person's
football.
yeah, American football. Um, so people have their favorite teams, and they don't care if their team cheats as long as they win. That's all they care about. They want their team to win no matter what. It's exactly the same thing in politics. The brain doesn't know the difference. You're rooting for your favorite team. And that's what politics is too. You identify with the left, you want your team to win no matter what, no matter how much they cheat, steal, kill to get in office, then you're happy because your team is in. And you're willing to overlook all the infractions and all the illegalities that they provide, to, basically their own party and to the American people in perpetuity. And it's the same thing if it's the right. And it's because literally it's the brain doesn't see it any different than voting, or I'm sorry, than rooting for your favorite sports team. And so the legend continues. That's the way it works in real life, and it's called brainwashing. We're brainwashed into believing we have to be either Democrat or Republican. We're brainwashed by the political system, we're brainwashed by the media, and we're brainwashed by the public school systems. And the public school systems, by the way, wants you to be a Democrat. The mainstream media wants you to be a Democrat. It's only if you have access to alternative sources of information that you will even consider a conservative point of view. But I'm here to tell you, as a libertarian, I consider both parties wrong. They're both wrong. I think we should have small government, low taxes, and complete property rights without taxes. And both parties think I'm nuts, and they're printing, $6 trillion a year, and they think
you're not
they're
wrong
right.
there.
I know what I know, but I know that they're absolutely destroying the place. And now that I mentioned that, I got to get back to Green Eyed. And I'm so happy she's with us tonight. She brought up a couple of very important points. Number one, silver. I didn't talk about its uses, and we'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about it will be scary time when silver explodes. That is a very, very important point. When silver goes up to, say, $600 or $1,000 an ounce, that is not a very pretty world. That means things have gone horribly wrong and people are suffering tremendously. But those who have silver will benefit tremendously. So it's in everyone's best interest to have as much silver as you can, reasonably get. I'm not a financial consultant, by the way.
I also heard a YouTuber say, about the Elon Musk thing with the doggo, whatever currency. Have you seen the tweet?
Dogecoin. Yeah.
Dogecoin, yeah. And he also said, the YouTuber also said, that if Elon, he disagrees with crypto, the YouTube channel, but he also said that if he was to make a post about silver, he said the game is over.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's correct. So there's just not enough silver to go around, gang. It's a precious metal. It's a monetary metal. Now let's go to its uses. Silver is so critical for industry, it's not replaceable. You can't replace it with anything else and keep our electronics small. You guys are familiar with these.
Yep,
right?
We all know them.
We all know what these are. This would not exist without silver. We couldn't have it. The reason being is because, let me tell you some of the dynamics. And Willie, I am sorry, man. I'll be quick here. I know you're tired, and I'm so grateful you're with us tonight, though.
No, that's not a problem.
Okay. Why silver is different for electronics than any other metal, actually existing on the planet, is because silver has almost no resistance for passing electrons. So, and I know everyone here probably knows what electronics are.
Yes, we all do.
Okay, so basically, it's a printed circuit board is nothing more than controlling the flow of electrons. So you can actually tell the printed circuit board what to do. And silver, with its almost no resistance, allows electrons to flow through the atoms of silver. So it travels travels 100% through this coin. Through every atom in this coin, electrons can flow through it because there's no resistance. So that means we can have these without having something to cool the electronics. The reason being is because if we use copper inside of these to run the electron flow, copper provides a lot of resistance. Copper heats up because electrons can only flow on the outside of copper. So if this were copper, for instance, only on the outside edge would you be able to run electrons, not just right through the silver itself. So copper heats up because there's more resistance. And if there's more resistance, you have more heat. And if you have heat, you have to cool. So that's why we have small electronics today, is because we have silver. And that's the criticality of silver in electronics. It serves other functions in electronics, but that's the main one. And you can't simulate it except for graphene, and we'll go into that another time. But graphene is very expensive. It's about $5,000 an ounce to make, but it does just as good a job as silver. So now we know electronics. Water filtration. Silver is antimicrobial. It's antiviral. You heard me correctly.
Yep.
Silver kills viruses. It kills bad bacteria. And in fact, it was just in 2017 that we were able to figure out how it killed viruses and bacteria. That's another story. We'll do that another time. But so at any rate, for that reason, silver is in pharmaceuticals. All those medical tools that you see, cutting tools and everything that's on a tray at the doctor's office, those are all made out of silver. But also, too, keep in mind, pharmaceuticals, pills have silver in them. Burn creams have silver in them. But also water filtration, because it kills viruses and bacteria in the water. So particularly bacteria. You don't expect to find viruses in water, but you will find bacteria. Silver is just so critical. And there is one more useful commodity than silver on the planet, and that's oil. So the pecking
Oil.
order is this: oil, the most useful commodity on the planet. Silver, second most useful commodity on the planet. That's how critical silver is. And if you woke up tomorrow and if all the gold in the world was gone, it suddenly was taken, it disappeared, our lives wouldn't really change. Because gold, for what it does in industry, can be replicated with other metals. Now, if you woke up tomorrow and all the silver in the world was gone, we would be back to the pre-electronic age, back before water filtration, back before really good pharmaceutical grade burn creams, pills, and basically medical equipment that's made out of silver. So we'd be back to I would say about the 1850s if silver disappeared. And we would never be able to progress beyond that into what we have today, which is a very high reliance on electronics. Let's put it that way. So that's the importance of silver. But silver also is a monetary metal. It's been documented for literally 5,000 years as money. In fact, silver has a longer history of money than gold does. So at any rate, so that's the uses of silver. And I know that was long-winded, but at least you guys understand, how important silver is. And let's see. And Willie says he's going to burn. He said about that. Okay. I feel the world is going to burn, and I need to be sure about that. And I hope that I'm not too late to prepare myself. Okay, let's talk about that for a quick second.
Yep.
First of all, yes, things are going to get worse. And I would like to tell you, with what I study, and by the way, I don't do this professionally. I'm not a financial consultant. I am an IT guy. I'm an IT consultant. I'm a computer guy. And I study this stuff in my spare time because a long time ago, I learned that the bond market can tell us pretty much what the future is. So if you look at it that way, the bond market can be a time machine or a crystal ball. And I found that absolutely fascinating but I was using it for stock trading. So at any rate, once you understand and learn how the bond market works, you start not wanting to touch stocks anymore because you realize how fake the whole system is. But
Yep.
I agree with you. The bond market tells me horrible things are coming. Um, and to prepare for it is what every one of us as human beings should be doing right now. And I'm telling you what I've done, and I've done more than that. I could actually show you some other things with show and tell, and show you like food preparations that I've done. And once again, that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to need them, but I have them should I need them, or if someone else
Yep.
needs them, I have them. I've got stored other supplies. Yeah, I've got bug out bags. I've got um, I've even got two hazmat suits, one for me and one for my wife. And this wasn't for Corona. I'm sorry, beer flu. It was actually for Ebola, believe it or not. So we're going back to 2015. That's why I have those suits. And by the way, that ended up not being a
Full
breakout.
hazmats,
I have two hazmat suits. That's correct.
but full
Um,
hazmats like with
yep.
own supply of air.
Yeah, that's a chemical spill, major outbreak of a very contagious disease like Ebola. I
So
got
with
those.
own supply of air. Oh, that's pricey.
Yeah, they weren't cheap. So at
So
any
you're
rate,
fully prepared.
yeah, so I still have them. They're still brand new and in the packaging even. All the components to the suit and everything, they've never been taken out. Um, so never took them out. I didn't take them out for the beer flu either. But at any rate, we have them should we ever need them, or if someone else needs them, we have them. Um, so that's the kind of stuff I did. But the silver thing is something that I started when I was so young. I was 15 years old. So I had a lot more time to accumulate silver, and I took it seriously. So that was my retirement. Um, so as far as crypto goes, I just did that in 2016 and 2017, and that was a hedge for my silver in case the government chose to manipulate it longer than it would take me to retire. And those are the decisions that I've made for me personally, my wife and I, with the understanding that I knew a monetary collapse was coming since about, I would say about 98 is when I figured out that we were going to go into a massive financial collapse. And I thought 2008 was it. So 10 years after my understanding that
Our
a
lives will
collapse was coming.
probably stay normal. Because
Yeah.
people, I don't know, people always say something's gonna happen at this date, like a movie.
Hmm.
Well,
And
you know what, maybe this is the movie.
yeah,
The Ona 19 hysteria.
you know, so at any rate, so your gut is probably telling you that something bad is coming. And I could go into theories of what I call the matrix, which is the fact that everyone subconsciously knows this whole system is fake. The money that we have is fake.
We
The
all know
the
that.
wealth that we have is fake. The freedoms that we have are fake.
Yep.
That and so
Licenses,
yep.
I can disagree.
permits.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Willie. What's that?
I can disagree with you.
Yep. Gotcha. So consequently, I think because subconsciously we all know that the elitist ruling classes that are in the banks and in politics in our respective countries want total control of us and they want all of our money and any way they can get it. So at any rate, so how do you get out of that is literally with precious metals and gold and silver. Or I'm sorry, precious metals and cryptocurrencies. That's it. That's the only thing I can see. And cryptocurrencies, by the way, is not a guaranteed thing. But this is lloydial title, at least in the United States. What that means is this silver right here that I have is mine. No one else has a claim to it, and I don't have to go through a third party to make it valuable. With stocks, you have third party risk because you're going through, some kind of agency that converts your dollars into stock for you.
Yep.
Um, and so with this is money. I can actually go to the gas station and use this if I wanted to. Um, Whether or not they would accept it is up to them, but I could certainly, tell them, hey, this is an ounce of silver. They can look it up and see how much an ounce of silver is and give me a credit for it. Um, when
Yep.
that happened in 2008, a lot of gas stations were taking silver for gasoline here in the United States. It's real. It happened. So, because they didn't want credit card, they didn't want cash in 2008. They wanted something more real, and that would be silver and gold. So that would be my
I've heard
consider
Utah. I've heard Utah. I don't know if it's
Nevada,
true. Of Utah about the currency, something with gold. I don't know.
Utah, Nevada, and I believe Idaho are the three states in the United States that have made laws saying that gold and silver are money and can be used as money in their states and is tax exempt.
Makes sense. Makes sense. No wonder. Makes sense that we got lots of these pawn shops here in my, in my city or suburbs.
Yep. I've actually been to Las Vegas before. I think I told you that, Nevada. I've been there
Yes, you
three
did tell
times.
us that.
And I've seen actually people put gold coins on the table and bet with them. I've actually seen it. I've never seen anyone put silver down before, though, but I have seen people put gold ounce coins on a table to bet with.
Yep.
So,
Can I
but any,
ask you what kind of smokes you're smoking?
what? Oh,
What kind of?
Cheyenne. I've never seen that brand before. Everybody knows the Malibu or whatever Malibu brand.
In Polish, we say Marlboro.
Marlboro. Yeah, it's kind of the same. And then Camel.
yeah.
But
And
they
I don't
are
want to
in the
encourage
same
anyone to
tobacco.
smoke, by the way,
Yeah, smoking is bad.
even though it makes you look cool, right?
Not in my case.
That, no, that's from a Family Guy episode or something.
I
But
watched it.
well, where Peter thought smoking made him look cool, um, so he started smoking a lot. So at any rate, without going into much longer explanation of why I did what I did, I think I summarized it pretty good though. And what I'm telling you is 100% my decision. No financial advisor told me to do what I'm doing. In fact, I'm the black sheep of my family. My family don't even believe in what I've done. Yet my retirement has generated a lot more revenue than their retirements. But still, I'm wrong, according to my family, because it's just too weird to go into gold and silver. It's too weird. It's too weird to go into cryptocurrency.
You're a
But
really wisdom man.
well, not wiser, just more flexible, more innovative, willing to change with the times. And gold and silver, the
Well,
last
aren't
time,
those more traditional?
yes, they are. They're 5,000 years of tradition in gold and silver.
Nothing bad, actually. I guess traditions aren't always bad.
Well,
Sometimes change is good, but for the most part, keep the traditions because I feel like there are people that want to remove, like the progressives, like they want everything to be changed.
be your own bank, be your own grocery store, be your own power company. All good points, green-eyed flower.
Yep.
So that's what we're talking about here. Same
It
thing.
takes lots of time.
And by the way, I forgot to mention that I've got a bunch of solar panels. They've not been deployed, but I do have them. So I'm
Are they
ready.
expensive?
Well, back when I bought them, they were. They seem to be cheaper now because I've
Yeah,
had them
I've
for over
seen
10
on
years.
Amazon.
hmm
I've seen on
I have solar.
Amazon.
I have solar panels, but we need to connect them to the grid to use them.
Yep. Yep. We have to do that here unless you have enough solar panels and batteries to be off the grid.
Yeah.
So you got to. So in other words, you have to have a new, like a power meter installed on your house that can let
Wow.
power flow
Yes,
back
yes.
through to the power company.
Breaks the whole point of off the gridding.
No, it doesn't actually, because
Like
when they're not,
completely, because I feel like, you see these. I believe we had something here. I believe during this time with the Sisolak, the governor we have. I believe it was something about solar, something power act. I don't know what it really is, but it was something, a program, for like people who own the house completely, or some kind of program, Nevada Power or something, to have solar panel, something like that.
Mhm,
I believe it was 2019 or last year that was passed or something.
mhm.
And usually, I don't know, that kind of puts me off because I'm like, I don't want the government to be involved. Like, I don't anything the government says. I'm kind of like, nah.
Yeah. You see, that's the thing too. I call it Alex Jones syndrome. I tr- I have so little trust for the government. It's like
Yeah.
almost anytime the government says something, I believe the exact opposite of what they just said. And it
Yep.
turns out that almost all the time, I'm closer to the truth just by
Yep.
literally believing the opposite of what the government told me.
Yep.
So if the government tells you, hey, everything's going to be fine, head for the hills, man. Head for the
Yep.
hills. Things are not going to be fine. Um,
Yep.
hey, we're just going to print another $1.9 trillion and everything's going to be just fine. You know, well, not to anyone who has savings in dollars. It's not going to be fine for them. That story does not end well for them. Um, and the same thing is true with Polish currency. Same thing. And
Yep.
in Canada for green-eyed flower. Same thing. So, I call it Alex Jones syndrome because Alex Jones, every time the government speaks, it's lying, right? I'm there. I believe that. How do we know? As your joke in Poland goes, how do you know when a politician is lying? Because their lips are moving. Because that's all they know how to
Yep.
do is lie.
Yep.
So it doesn't mean that that government is wrong 100% of the time, but they're wrong often enough that basically, if you disagree with them, you're right at least 50% of the time or better. So, and
Yeah,
that,
that's what I was talking about here. That's what I was talking about.
yep. Okay, so you're talking about the meters.
Yep.
Hang on. They're saying that your old energy bill is $251 a month, but your new energy bill is only $15 per month.
Yep.
So, so for installing solar panels, I presume.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think we've had a couple of forgot what they were called. They're the people that call you for like a promotion, like whatever, like almost like the scam callers, but not really. But I think we've had a couple of people call my dad or my mom, mostly my dad, and
Yeah.
they always had to say, "Do you own the house?" And my dad, and we're like, "No," because we live off the rent, so we
Okay.
don't really own the house.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah. Then they can't do it.
Yep. We're like, nope, we don't own it. So yeah, we wouldn't be eligible.
Yep.
And by the way, they are planning to make a lockdown again in Poland for 3 weeks.
Another lockdown.
Yeah, like fourth, like first, or something like this.
Oh crap.
Uh, they're
Nothing's
making,
more permanent than a temporary government lockdown. Trust me.
but they
Yep.
are always making in all the holidays.
Yep, telemarketers, that's what I was talking about.
Uh,
There,
I don't know
continue,
what to think
Willie.
about this. I just want to leave this country, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I can't
understand.
blame you.
I
And
can't
by the,
even find work right now for 2 months.
mhm. um, do you have your own place?
I live with my parents, so I
Okay.
have my own place. So
Same
Okay.
weird.
that's
Well,
good.
okay, good. All right. So, basically you don't have to worry about being kicked out, because
Yeah,
you're not paying rent.
But living the tent is good for me.
Okay.
I can get
Tent?
used to it. Yeah, I'm like outdoors person.
Oh yeah, same here. I mean, I've been more outdoor since like 2019 because I believe the YouTuber I saw really did not want to be here in Vegas. I've said it already. Tried and Tony 702. He was here in Vegas, and I guess watching his channel, his reasons why he hates being in Vegas was because of, I guess, the influx of people, and the politics in Nevada. Of course, with the Bundy Ranch, he met with Cliven Bundy, and of course, I already said it before with Lavoy Finicum also
Hmm.
up there in Oregon,
Yep.
and also because his cousin was murdered in Vegas.
Yep.
I guess the reason why he wanted to leave, also because the police or FBI, somebody detained him in the street, I believe. They were at least he was driving and the cops pulled him over, probably because of his YouTube channel. Yeah, they do that a lot here in the Vegas Valley. I believe a channel, I don't know, I think his name was The Fisher of Men, something like that.
Okay.
A photo of the gun, I don't know, something like that, the news coverage, the news here. So I don't know. I think they frame people here in the Vegas Valley, the
Hey,
corruption here.
Green-eyed flower brought up a good point. Where do you go? It's the same everywhere. We're all going through the same collapse together. Because and by the way, the reason she says that is because the dollar's what's failing, and most of the world currencies are pegged to the dollar, so their currencies are going to fall right along with the dollar, which is the world reserve currency.
Yep.
So that's a good point. And actually, that would be a real good discussion for another podcast. I have a lot of thoughts on
Mhm.
that, but also too, Chaos Craig should be part of that from our Discord group because he's done the most looking into that out of anyone else in our Discord group, and I think his insights would be invaluable. But
Yep.
you're right; there are places you can go, but you really have to think it through. Really think it through. Make sure you make the right decision.
Yep. Of
And
course we know it's everywhere, but at least, you know, you got to find somewhere where it's not so bad. I mean, I know it's the same everywhere.
yep,
You got to find somewhere that is at least a little better, at
mm,
least.
yep.
So
So
no, it's not to say, oh, we escape somewhere and you'll be safe. No, you won't be safe anywhere, but at least it's gonna be a little better.
mhm, yep.
So hey, hold on. The legend continues. Are you still here with us?
Yeah, I just had my mic muted since I didn't know what to say, and and there's a lot of noisy people here.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry that we kind of took over on a lot of this stuff and everything. Did you have any thoughts on any of this stuff or
Somewhat, but nothing too important, I suppose.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable topic, especially for the youngsters. You guys had nothing to do with creating this mess. Nothing to do with
Yep.
it. You're going to have to
No.
deal with it too,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it's definitely true. I mean, in a weird way, I kind of don't feel guilty for some of the kids. It's well, the kids' parents. Since the kids' parents, I don't feel guilty when the kids are like, we don't have to owe you anything when they get older.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't feel guilty for some of them since they practically put these kids through hell and back.
Yep.
So yeah. I wouldn't feel guilty for many of these parents since they abuse, beat them, and all that. I mean, seriously, if you've seen some of the things I've seen, you probably would agree, and you probably do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely a cold-blooded world out there.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. In some ways, is I usually think this is honestly something I read as a YouTube comment, but it's something that stuck with me. Hmm. Um, don't be too optimistic. For that light at the end of the tunnel might be a freight train.
Yep, that's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Yeah, I read that YouTube comment once,
Mhm.
but it's honestly a very honest one when you realize it.
Yep.
It's honestly, I like dark humor, I guess so, but it's honestly very truthful at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, it's like dark, but in a weird way, I could rant on about all sorts of things, but in reality, that would be like avoiding the true topic that this world is basically like dying in a sense. Or at least, did you know that the population rate is going down?
It is,
Yeah,
and
and isn't
that's what
that
I
like,
think they want.
yeah, I know, right? It's so creepy almost.
Yes, it is creepy.
Yeah, first people were saying that the overpopulation was going to be like the damnation of humanity. Now we're like, oh, this is like going to be the next thing to the next thing or something. Like, this is the secret route to be unlocked. I don't know, it's like something like that.
In Poland, they made beer flu a priority in the hospitals. So, if you get like some common illness, some infection in your wound, they will now check you for the beer flu. That can take up to like few hours, and you can be dead by this time. And I met people in my previous work that were in grave
Hmm,
after losing someone, you know.
okay.
And they told me that they just died because our medical system couldn't help them because they were more important because they needed to be tested to the beer flu, so they didn't make it. Two
Well,
Sorry
hours
about that,
were.
man.
sorry.
Don't be sorry. We can't do anything about this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Well,
honestly.
they've
Wow.
definitely changed the world with the beer flu. It's
I don't
very
think
different.
things will ever come back.
They won't.
That's
It's not
exactly
intended
why I
to.
didn't hope for
This is the
anything
one-way
this New
road.
Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Mhm.
That's exactly why I wasn't expecting. The only thing I was excited is for learning for my independence to just move out and learn, the skills because I still need to learn a little more before I move out.
Yeah. But you know
Yeah.
what, though? There's opportunity, even in times like this. The opportunity to, as Nevada Cario said, to learn new skills, to meet new people. And one of the things that we talk about in Truth, Money, and Freedom that may seem unrelated right now at this point, it is related, which is actually learning a little bit of psychology. And the reason you want to know a little bit of psychology, by the way, that doesn't mean going to school. You can pick up some very, very good books on psychology. It's not an exact science, but there are some things
Or
psychology has
videos.
figured out. Yeah, videos.
You know,
And
I know,
go ahead.
I know like a channel that's called like Psycho. That's like psychology.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Oh
a
yeah,
very nice.
Psych to Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I heard of that channel, and it's like very nice. It's very wholesome looking. It's very nice, very polished.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even think of looking at videos. I'm old fashioned. I like reading books, but the reason you want to know a little bit of psychology is because you want to know what a psychopath is, what a sociopath is, what a diabolical narcissist is, what a toxic narcissist is, so that you can avoid those kinds of people. in your life so you can have a better quality of life and a relatively drama-free life. And when we go into this collapse, and by the way, this collapse doesn't mean everyone's going to die. You know, I don't want to portray it as such. I
Like a
think there will be,
movie.
yeah. So, but the important thing to remember is the people that you want to trust when things are not as good as they could be. You want to make sure that they're of sound character, that they're good people, that they're not going to take advantage of you, that they're not going to, take all your stuff from you, that they're not going to abuse you or use you. And so that's why I highly recommend learning what the traits are of a psychopath and a sociopath. I know sociopaths, by the way. I don't think I've ever met an actual honest to God psychopath in real life, but I know several people that are sociopaths. But I also know the clinical definition. Um, so, but at any rate, that's something that we talk about quite a bit in Truth, Money, and Freedom in our Discord group. Is basically recognizing these toxic people so you could be sure to keep them out of your life. And
Yep.
and that's so um, Chris Dwayne and other people on YouTube talk about having skills and also determining who are good people. Make sure you know who your friends are. That's what he's
Yep.
basically talking about. So that's incumbent upon all of us to actually learn and understand what these bad personality traits are, just so, like I said, we can actually avoid these people in our inner circles and even our outer circles. You don't want these people around. You just don't. Now, I will say narcissists, you're not going to be able to avoid that because that's about 40% of the population are narcissists. So you're not going to be able to avoid them, but they're not dangerous people. It's when you get into toxic narcissism and diabolical narcissism and sociopath and psychopath. Those are all the dangerous ones. They go up in danger level as you go up from narcissist all the way to the N level, which is psychopath. Those are the dangerous types. So I just thought I would throw that out there, just to make sure that, and some of us have friends where we go, gosh darn it, I consider this guy a friend, but I swear it feels like he's using me. He just wants my stuff. He wants to borrow my stuff. He doesn't want to spend time with me. He doesn't want to talk to me. He just wants to borrow my stuff all the time, or he just wants
My ex.
your ex. Okay, there you go. So,
I wish I knew it before.
okay. So your ex was always borrowing and taking things from you,
Yeah, and didn't even get it back
and you didn't get it back.
to this
Okay.
day.
Okay. To this day. Okay. That's what we actually refer to as diabolical narcissism. They're using you. They don't want you. They don't want a relationship with you. They want things from you, whether it's your time to help them, your stuff, your money, that's all they want from you. And once they get what they want, they leave. They're done with you. So that's what we refer to as diabolical narcissism.
But she was more, how do you call it? Give me a second. Borderline. Oh yeah.
Burglar,
No,
thief,
borderline.
borderline. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So, but sociopath, the hallmark of a sociopath is pathological lying, just constant, never-ending lying. Um, but they also have the narcissistic traits, diabolical and toxic narcissist traits, but also they're liars, and also too, they will hurt you out of what they feel is necessity. So in other words, they don't mind hurting you emotionally, psychologically, or even physically if they feel they have to do it for their sake. Now, when you go into a psychopath, psychopaths will hurt other people because it brings them pleasure. So that's an entirely new level above sociopath. Um, and there are people like that in the world. I don't know any psychopaths, but I do know sociopaths. No kidding. And generally, they're very, very wealthy people. The sociopaths I know have a lot of money, so that makes them even more dangerous.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
know
I've
that's a heavy
noticed.
topic.
Yeah, I've noticed. Wow, we've been here for like 3 hours. This is great.
Yep. But I'll tell you what,
Three
though,
straight hours.
and it's been fun. But poor Wooly, his what time is it there? Like about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, Wooly?
5 a.m.
5 a.m. Okay, gotcha. And you haven't been to
Yeah.
bed yet, have you?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I can't even get my words together.
Yep,
I'm just
understood.
listening.
Okay, gotcha. Well, you know what though? It's an honor to have you here with us.
Yeah,
The
looks
honor
like
to
I'm
listen to
about
you
to.
guys.
Yeah, I agree. Patrick has been doing most of the talking.
I'm
We're
sorry
like the
about that.
young. We're like, no, that's okay. It's exactly what I wanted. But no, I mean, that's no problem. I'm thankful for all the four of you. So you know what? I think we're gonna end it here, just so I can get something to eat.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
guys. Thank you guys very much for being here,
Can I ask
especially
you?
you,
Can I ask you?
Patch.
You will be making streams again
I
on
That
think
Twitch,
so.
depends.
maybe?
Um,
Okay.
YouTube has not been kind lately. So I think Nevada Cario should consider trying to do a weekly stream, and we'll see if we can set up a
Honestly, I'd
schedule.
rather just, if I moved out, I would do it weekly.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't want people to know about this channel and my family.
Yeah. That's all right. I got you, man. I got you. I'm a black sheep too. Trust me. I understand. Um,
Yep.
but I do want to say that I've enjoyed talking with all of you guys and with Green Eyed Flower in Canada. Really nice to have you here with us too. And
Middle-aged guy and we young folks here.
and I don't even know how old Green Eyed Flower is, so she may be full of wisdom as well. So,
Yeah.
so but
And the youngest one is the legend continues, a teen, I believe.
yep. Well, he
Yep.
said some legendary things tonight. Actually, he is wise beyond his years.
Yes. Yes, very
Thank
good.
you.
You're welcome.
And so, at any rate, I don't want anyone to be upset or depressed over anything that was said tonight, because
No.
it's
Not really.
okay. Good deal. So we just do the best we can, right? We prepare, we help each other out, we help our families out, and we, I for me, I mean, if I didn't have Jesus Christ, I'm not sure I'd be here anymore, knowing what I
Yeah,
know.
I agree with you. I know not all of us have the same, thoughts about that, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's see. Green Eyed Flower says, "Good to be here." 49. Oh my goodness, Green Eyed Flower, you are the same exact level of wisdom as I am. Same exact level. So that's quite a coincidence. All right,
Nevada, how old are you?
what's that?
How old are you, Nevada?
I'm 20 years old. I'll be 21 in September.
Oh, I'm close to 22.
Gotcha. Yep. So
Okay, thank you guys. I
you
will be going
bet.
No,
to
you're
sleep.
welcome.
Alright.
And I really enjoyed your streams.
Yep. Hey,
Yes.
cool beans. We enjoy having you. Yeah, watch for them. They're kind of
I am watching.
impromptu, and I am honored that Nevada Cario keeps having me back. That is really cool of you,
Yep.
and I appreciate it.
Lots of times. How many
Yep.
times have you been on the Talk Junkies channel?
I think 6 or 7 times.
6 or 7 times. Whoa, you had them So you've been a recurring guest then. I guess
I
that
have.
makes you probably the second recurring guest here, for the
Yeah.
most at least.
Yep. Well, we're hoping the next time we can get Free American Press with us. He would have had a lot to weigh in on tonight on the things we
Wait,
talked
isn't
about.
that the guy with the microphone kind of low quality?
Yeah, kinda.
The older guy, the deep
He's
voice. Is that him?
no, no, no. He is 17.
Oh, yes. Wait, isn't that he was in your channel?
Yeah, Alex is his name. Alex
Yes, that's what
Horat.
I was
Yep,
talking about.
yep, yep. That's him.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
nevertheless.
So let's end it here. Let's just say our
Okay,
goodbyes then.
All
okay.
right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for
Thank you
coming
See
once
you
again.
again.
by.
God bless
Peace.
all
Have a
of
good
you.
night.
You
Good
too.
night.
See you, gang. See you, Green-eyed.
Bye.
Yep. See you all.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, I'll see you next time, Nevada Trio. Bye.
You too. Thanks for coming by. It's been long.
All right. Bye.
Bye.